Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
you would take time, but I'm not in the mood for another lesson. So why you gotta push? I'm a magnet. Only half of you will do, the other half turn away. I can't look at you and do what I need to do. I'll tell you what I want is immaterial. I'll tell you what I need, it's ethereal. So why you gotta push? I'm a magnet. Why you gotta push? We are magnets. So why you gotta push? I'm a magnet. Why you gotta push? We are magnets. I remembered it once, but forgot it twice. I gave in to my wants against all other advice. So now I gotta push like a madman. I keep spinning around like a rat on a wheel. I guess it's not really something you can buy or steal. I tell you what I want is immaterial. I'll tell you what I need, it's ethereal. I'll tell you what I want, it's immaterial. I'll tell you what I need, it's ethereal. So now I gotta push. Now I gotta push like a madman. So now I gotta push like a madman. Now I gotta push like a madman. So now I wanna push. I tell you what I want is immaterial. Now I wanna push. I tell you what I need, it's ethereal. So now I wanna push. Now I wanna push. So now I wanna push.
Here we are again, lying on the floor. I can hear my name under the bedroom door. You can change my day with a single word. You will never know how much it hurts. I hate it when I blame myself. I hate it when I cry. I hate it when my makeup's rolling down my eyes. I hate the way you look at me. No, I'm not what you want, and I'm not coming back. I'm already gone. So are you gonna give me a reason to stay, or are you gonna let me throw it all away? If I'm already broken, there's nothing left to break. So don't try and give me a reason to stay. Who do I turn to? Where do I escape? Got an empty bag, still a heavy weight. All I know is I did it for me. I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry. I hate the way you look at me. No, I'm not what you want, and I'm not coming back. I'm already gone. So are you gonna give me a reason to stay, or are you gonna let me throw it all away? If I'm already broken, there's nothing left to break. So don't try and give me a reason to stay. How could the fearless become so afraid? The ones that are closest feel so far away. Guess we're already broken. There's nothing left to break. So don't try and give me a reason to stay.
It's midnight as we cut through the city. Yeah, the streets are getting restless. Good times, bad decisions. Yeah, it's midnight and the sirens are mending some hearts. But we're the losers on the back seat, singing love will tear us apart. It's midnight, still avoiding tomorrow. It's midnight, but we're just getting going. We keep on running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away. This is my favorite part. Help me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Help me piece it all together. It's midnight and the speakers are blowing. Yeah, we want the bodies on the billboards, not the lives underneath them. Yeah, and now we're crawling up the walls again, and it's 12:15. And you said we leave this place in dust and fall from heaven straight through hell. We never know what we have. We never knew what we had. We keep on running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away. Why we always chasing after something, like we're trying to throw our lives away. This is my favorite part. Help me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Help me piece it all together.
I've been underestimated my whole life. Can play it on the quiet side, but I'm not shy. Maybe I'm the flower painted on the wall. Maybe I'm the number that you never call. I've been waiting in the shadows way too long, saving up my punches while I bite my tongue. I'm about to strike, gonna leave a mark. Take a seat, the show's about to start. You won't see me coming, but you're gonna know when I show up. Gonna make your head spin, make you listen. Yeah, you will know my name. From the shadow to the spotlight, from the background to the front lines. I'm a fire, about to ignite out of nowhere. Gonna hit you in your blind side. Gonna hit you in your blind side. Feeling like a viper finally shed my skin. Bet you didn't know I had it from the outside in. Counting down the hours, careful where you are. Watch your back, the show's about to start. You won't see me coming, but you're gonna know when I show up. Gonna make your head spin, make you listen. Yeah, you will know my name. From the shadow to the spotlight, from the background to the front lines. I'm a fire, about to ignite out of nowhere. Gonna hit you in your blind side.
2020 아프리카 TV 스타크래프트 BJ 멸망전 시즌 1 대만 결승전 대결로 인사드리겠습니다. 인터뷰를 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 이번 멸망전
Haha.
김대엽 활약이 있었고
All right, everybody.
사실상 김대엽 선수가
Sorry, I got too excited here. This is all so much fun.
올라온 소감 말씀 들어보겠습니다.
We are watching the grand finals of the BJ Destruction League Season 1. I just wanted to have a little bit of Korean on the background here.
결승전에 올라오는 건데요. 올라오니까 되게 좀
All right. Anyway, hope you're all set in, strapped in, got your drinks, got your stuff, got all the stuff you need, the snacks. Man, look at that. There are the first players. Are these the team captains?
리그 펼쳐질 때는 16명 중에
See the... Well, I mean, we only have one Terran here, so it would make sense. Stats is there as well.
플레이오프에서 무려
It would make a lot of sense. The sweaters they're wearing are pretty pog too. You know what? I could have just worn a regular thing, actually. Didn't really have to grab a nice... whatchamacallit. I don't know what it's called in English. It doesn't matter too much. It's a fancy thing, though.
오늘은 여기 보시면은 김대엽 선수 있잖아요. 아이어의 방패.
I would like to translate this for you guys. I just don't know what they're saying, but I'm pretty sure it's amazing stuff. So we are watching the teams overall. Nozerk GG, which is the team of Stats, who also has SOS and True. They seemingly were quite easy with the overall qualifications into the grand finals here. They had a very clean run, it would appear, and got themselves in the final straight from first place positioning. And the other team, which I believe, I'm probably mispronouncing this, it's called Jubbyung-do. I don't know, guys. I tried to Google translate this, but it turned out to be something like George Road or something. And I just didn't feel like that was the right thing. It could be. Maybe I'm just missing an entire thing here, but that's the name. Anyway, those sweatshirts are really awesome, aren't they? Holy moly! Can you buy these anywhere? Afrika TV. Does Afrika TV? We need to find an Afrika TV store. I've been seeing these characters more and more popping up everywhere. Awesome. There's an English cast for this. Yeah? Well, now there is. Well, previously there was as well, but it's just like... it wasn't on our channel. Unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately. Just the times didn't really work out for us. And I'm sure they're saying the exact same things as I am as well. I'm sure that coincidentally the universe is aligning here and everything I'm saying is like, yeah, there is now an English channel. That's what they're talking about. I know it is. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, we're doing it now. Before this it was Laughing Games. I'm pretty sure it was Laughing Games. I'm about 99% sure. I'm not sure if he did the playoffs though. I think I saw a tweet of his somewhere where he mentioned that he wasn't going to be able to do the playoffs that night at one point. But he costed most of the rest. Previous season we did get to cast all of it, but unfortunately for us today it was pretty much the only day that really worked out for us timing wise, as the rest of the tournament was about, well, 3 AM in the morning I believe for me, so I kind of declined in a little bit there, if that makes sense. Anyway, as I was saying, Nozerg GG, the team of Stats, SOS and True, and a very clean run. They had a run-in with the team that they're facing right now as well, already, previously. Cure, Patience and Rogue. They did fight previously. Let me try to find this again. Where the hell was it? Oh, there it is. It went 2-3 in favor of Nozerg GG. And yeah, it was Loving Games. He did one playoff and he couldn't for the other one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Alright, let me just put this up here. And we will have to... I'm just gonna mute this for a moment. There we go. Okay, maybe, you know what, I will just have it on lower volume here still. Waiting for the games to start. Anyway, yeah, when these two other... Well, the two teams already met previously. Patience managed to bring the series up to a 2-0 in a best of 5, so putting them on match points. Unfortunately, Patience lost then to Stats. And then Stats just went on a tear and killed Rogue and Cure as well. So, what you gonna do about that one? Bit of a rough one, for sure. Stats just an absolute beast, apparently, in that series. So is he gonna be able to do that again? It's basically another best of 5, but then again, it's a best of 7. So one player is gonna be revived. Potentially, they're gonna have to go through Stats twice, and they couldn't do it once the previous time around. So it's gonna be rather rough. I've no idea how those matches really went, unfortunately, but it's always fun to spitball about that one. Looks like they are getting a little bit set up still. Hope the games will be good. Yeah, that's the most important part, isn't it? Oh, there's my colleagues. My Korean counterparts. They are just talking. Okay, yeah, there we go. This is lovely. I can just have it up to max volume now. It's not going to talk over me. That is great. Oh, man. The production of this is absolutely amazing. Huge shout out to Afrika TV for helping us out with a clean feed as well. Actually helping us prep this quite a bit. So, last time we casted this, we actually didn't have the in-game sounds, unfortunately. This time, though, we will be having the clean feed, meaning that we will have the, well, direct vision of the observer, obviously, but we won't be having the Korean casters talk over it. So we can actually just have the in-game sounds while we're also having just me talk over them. Well, this is still happening, I suppose. Anyway. Alright, so this is how it went, as you can see. Nozerg GG kind of placed themselves in the final strike from the get-go. And the other team of Cure, Patience and Rogue, they had to fight quite a bit here. In the end, they had to go through some other teams. Let me see, actually, the Korean names. They are quite difficult for me to decipher now and again. Pretty sure that was TY, Solar and Armani they beat in that first round. Which they beat 4-0. It was not too shabby. And then the time afterwards, let me try to see what that one is. I forgot the... I'm really bad at reading Korean. Alright, so it's like a C with a H on the end. That's how I just look at it. Alright, so it's this team, right? It's this team. That would be Ragnarok, Creator, and Maru. Another very strong team. Previous time we had Maru's team in the finals. This time, unfortunately, we don't. But we have Cure, and people have been talking about Cure a whole lot recently. So definitely worth keeping our eyes on him for sure. Also means that TY did get freed up to be casting over there on the Korean stream. So everybody of the Korean viewers are rejoicing. Man, it looks so cool being in that studio. I wish I could be... I should have made something with a Photoshop where I like extend that desk towards where I am, and then I'm just like a green screen with a Korean audience behind me as well. Oh well, maybe next time. Depends on their setup. If I can just copy paste this one. Anyway, what's this about? I think these are some stats in Korean. So if you do know Korean, well, there you go. The tier 1 players, I suppose, tier 2 and tier 3. There it is. Stats, Rogue, Apparently 2 all kills for stats, not too bad. 1 for rogue, a little bit less good, I would say, obviously. Wait, is that stats win rate here? No way. Did he actually have 90% win rate? What? No. What? That'd be crazy. Holy moly. Alright, well, it's pretty darn good. Now there's other stats, so I can't follow up on what Rogue had. I think it was like around 60, was it? Something like that. Anyway, not the most important parts. It's also kind of interesting that no Zerg GG is called, wow, even though they do have a Zerg. Kind of makes you think that True may have been a substitute at one point. Let me see if there's anything of mentioning this. I don't think so. Can't find it anyway. I might just be blind. And, you know, I don't have glasses, so that might be why. Maybe I need those. Anyway, Cure Pork Champ. Yeah, man! I'm very stoked to see him play, for sure. And stats, well, Rogue as well. I mean, come on, who can't you be excited for over here? Who can you not be excited for? I think maybe... You know what? I haven't seen a lot of True play either, so, you know, I'm even excited for him. No offense, but you know what? I've just not seen him play as much as the other ones. Looks like, first of all, we will be starting out with True versus Cure. So my dreams are being fulfilled. But then again, he's playing against, well, if not the best, one of the best Terrans in the world right now. And we're going to be playing on a certain map here that I can't read the name of. I'm pretty sure that's... I want to do a guess, but I don't know. People gotta know that's the cost for this. Well, we're trying to inform them. It's okay, but if you want to help out, that's always good. It's on Team Liquid. It's on Reddit too. We made a Reddit post, so if you want to help out, upvote that one. It would be very much appreciated, of course. Now if we can get the link for the Reddit post here. There he is, there's True. I'm not sure if that's his win rates. I hope not, for his sake. 21%. It might be his losing rate, who knows. Or maybe it's the map specific. We're gonna have to wait and see. It's kind of interesting that they sent Cure out first. But then again, they do have Rogue and Patience as well, so... I mean, that lineup is just absolutely stacked, it would seem. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that SOS, Stats, and True were the ones... compared to the other team, I just feel like... Maybe I shouldn't talk through the, the intro music that they made for themselves here. Pretty awesome music. Oh, I'm being linked. Alright. Very dramatic. They gotta make some more WWE style intros though, to be fair. I like the music and choosing the music, letting it be chosen by the players, I guess. But then, like, you know, he should come in with like a big suit and epic fireworks everywhere. Maybe just me being a dreamer. Anyway. Are we gonna start? It looks like we are pretty soon going to start this one. Both players warming up their hands. I wish this was my introduction song. Whoa, there's so much power in this one. Man, if you aren't stoked already, this is definitely gonna get you stoked. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh. So many different songs here. Kind of flexing on us small-time streamers now with all the music that they have. Alright, here we go, guys. In the bottom right side, we have the blue Zerg. It is the one, it is the only Psystorm Gaming's. True. I guess we're not doing a zoom in anyway. Dragon Phoenix Gaming has a red Terran over here in the top left. He is a Cure. Let's see what he does this time around. One of the favorites, of course, here for a lot of Terran players. The only Terran player we have right now, so let's hope he wins at least one. Maybe he gets another. And we'll be able to see a couple of more games from him. And then later on, all you Zerg fanatics can feast your eyes upon whenever a rogue makes his appearance. We are very interested here in Cure, it seems. Maybe TY is just saying all sorts of stuff about Cure in this upcoming rise. Imagine TY saying smart stuff about him right now. That's probably what's happening. Spawning pool and extractor on the way there behind the hatch first. Looks like a regular Reaper opening. Nothing too crazy here from Cure. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. There it is. There it is. As we were saying. And a third base already gonna get constructed here. Before the 2-minute mark. Very, very early. So, just gonna circumvent any... No, actually, no. He's just scouting, isn't he? He does have the 300 minerals. Okay, yeah, there we go. Alright. Making me confused here. I guess it's good to check for any proxies there for a moment anyway, if you got the time. And just be sure that there's no bunkers being set up or something crazy there. I guess bunkers would be kind of crazy there. Extremely crazy. That would be my level crazy. Anyway, Reaper coming on in. I do believe, actually, there's no links yet. They're about to be ready, but there might be one drone kill if True isn't on top of things. Shouldn't happen though, of course. Ooh, getting close, but still very nicely done there by True. I think we can have the in-game sounds a little bit louder here for you guys. Sorry, I didn't really get to check the audio settings for this one ahead of the time, so you gotta keep me up and to date if you ever want it lowered or hired. That's a word, right? Hired. So I think the definition is different though, but anyway, a lot of harassment here taking place. Not too shabby. Still keeping those Reapers alive, which is a very big deal. I'm not sure if he really got any significant kills. Maybe a Ling here or that. But you know what? Good control from True as well. Keeping everything up and alive, healthy as can be. But still, of course, very annoying, and still some minerals lost by having to create all those buildings all the time. Oh, looks like with the Ling speed, though, the Reapers are in a lot of trouble. And down they do go. Guess he just wanted to see if there were drones being created at that third base. If there weren't any drones being created at, there might have been the moment where there were a lot of Lings or even roaches on the way somewhere. I think he got a full scout of every bit of creep in the main base, so makes sense that he would still want to check for that. We're seeing very quick Liberators here actually as a follow-up from Cure. The Hellions as well should be helping out quite nicely against those. It's fine? Alright, awesome. I appreciate it. What was I saying? I don't know. I lose my train of thought. I just kind of go on a ramble and then it's just like not really a thought in there anyway. Dead Overlord. There we go. Hyper. Right. So Stim is on the way. Cure being very defensive with his Hellions so far. And I do believe there is a third base there in the main base. There it is. Okay. It didn't get scouted though by True. So that is lovely. For Cure, at least. Cure fans. He might still be expecting some sort of a 2-base, very big aggression coming in. Well, it looks like he is making a lot of Zerglings. So he should be okay. He has more than enough Queens as well, it turns out, to really defend against this. Doesn't know that there aren't any battlecruisers on the way either. Which, you know, it could happen with this amount of Hellions as well still. Right, and it's not unthinkable. Plus, if he saw the tech lab on the barracks and it creating Stimpack, then, you know what? Probably does have an inclination, but he's still making more queens, so I'm not completely convinced yet. But with the Liberator there, I suppose he knows that there's no attack level on that starboard. Anyway, queens jumping on top of the case. 3 workers do go down for the price of a couple of Hellions here. You know what? However relaxing it is for me to not have to do the camera work, it's still so incredibly different, right? Because normally I'm just like double checking everything what I'm saying. It's very hard to do now. But we're gonna make that do. I'm sure that we will get used to it in within this game even. Ooh, big drop. Big drop. Doesn't take the Hellions with him though. Wants to keep some sort of defense back at home. Flies right over the Overlord though. A little bit of a unfortunate turn of events, but you know what? Still good to clean up those spotters right whenever you can. 4th base for True also already in the way. And you're seeing the armory being created here as well. Gonna get ready for that +2/+2 Spire on the way. So True is playing a little bit of a Ling Muta style here, most likely. I guess he did see the Medivacs coming in. I think this is a pretty good style against Cure, but you have to be on top of everything, right? Cure, truly one of those players that likes to be absolutely everywhere. And just multitask you out of existence, basically. Which he's really good at. You need to double cast. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you do need the double cast. But you know what? I think we'll be good. I think, you know what? I think we're gonna be okay. So Baneling speed on the way as well. A lot of links being set up there from True at the top for a run by as soon as he sees this big force of Cure. But I believe the Hellions are still there. Oh, the front door is right open. That's not good at all, but you know what? It looks like Cure hopefully won't lose too many SCVs. Were the Hellions still there? Yeah, the Hellions were still there. The Marines, a big clump as well. Even keeps the siege tank alive, so very well done there by Cure. And Cure now having a big army still at the front door of True, and True not really having a good solution to this problem. He does have a couple of Banelings, but Baneling speed not ready yet, and he's coming in, and oh my dear lord, massive siege tank shots right there. That 4th base does go down. True trying to recreate that 4th base in the bottom left side there. But the Lynx, actually this time around, are going to find a lot of damage. I think Cure was a little bit overconfident after cleaning up that run by the first time around. Wasn't really expecting a second run by, it seems. And that one actually did do quite a bit. It forced the aggression of Cure to slow down and move backwards with a lot of his army now. Doesn't really want to commit forwards anymore. This gives True moments where he will be able to get those Mutalisk out. But the Mutalisk, of course, not going to be too great against the... Well, for the defense here with this amount of Marines. There we go. That is so much money lost here. 114 links. That's 4k minerals for True lost, and about 1 for Cure. That's crazy. That's crazy efficiency. Maybe the Mutalisk will be able to get something done though. Yeah, I don't think there's missile turrets up everywhere just yet. Let's take a look at the main base here. There we go. Alright, so that missile turret is being constructed, but one of them has to get cancelled. Still okay. There's not that many Mutalisks that he can jump right on top of the missile turrets yet, though. So, still things looking okay for Cure. A big run-by coming in. Cure also trying to push on that, well, previously 4th, now 5th base. As True, you know what, he gets in here, but there's more than enough units still that went backwards to take care of the Mutalisk. Now going to be able to take care of those links. 15 Mutalisk now in total on the map. Wants to try and get those together so he can actually start pouncing quite heavily on anything that's a little bit out of position here. Ooh, nice interception though from Cure. Not gonna allow those two bits of the army to really combine together here. Reasonable connections with the Banelings, but I don't think it's gonna be enough here. There's only 3 Banelings remaining, and Cure, look at that army of his, just marching forward. 3 Banelings versus 43 Marines. That's gonna be rough. I mean, the counter-aggression coming in here once again. It looks like it might be able to force a liftoff here. Perhaps. Oh, did you see that targeting on those banelings? That was insane. Never mind. Never mind. Cure, amazing. Incapable of dying here, it seems. Doesn't realize what it's like to just lose a base here. Nope. No, sir. Not in his vocabulary. Still moving forward as well. Just winning on every side here so far. And we've only seen like a half semi-decent Baneling connection at one point with 2 Banelings. But that's only 2 Banelings, so you're still not really giving a big dent into the army here. But here we go again. Look at that targeting on those Banelings from Cure. Getting rid of all of them. And again, there's 0 Banelings here. And the rest of the army now coming in. That's a lot of Marines. It doesn't look like he feels very comfortable. What's this? Why does he have this many medevacs? Look, 13 medevacs. That's a crazy amount. Okay, there's more Banelings coming in. So Cure does allow True to kind of recuperate here. And we are gonna see what will happen now. That medevac fleet is absolutely crazy. I mean, at least he's not going to run out of energy here, so he's going to be able to move back and forth. But I feel like that's more of a thing you do when you have Marauders as well, right? Because yeah, it makes sense that you're tanking a little bit of damage, running away, disengaging, healing up. But with the Marines, they're so fragile. And True, he's going to go for another big counter-aggression here, and it looks like Cure did catch on. He realizes that there's nothing here, so it has to be coming towards his main base. Does he still have the Thor here? The Widowmine connection beautifully splits off there by True, avoiding massive damage there. Oh, the Marines not too spread out here. Still quite a couple of Banelings rolling on into those mineral lines. Quite a couple of SCVs going down, but is it going to be enough here? Look at those supplies, still incredibly in favor for Cure. Yeah, and even his work account still on equal footing, which is never really a good thing. And you know what? I mean, True might have been able to take out a couple of those SCVs, but at this point, I'm not sure if it matters too much anymore. He needs to do more damage. He needs to find actual real damage here. By either killing off 3 entire mineral lines or perhaps killing off some production here. Cure can just fly wherever he wants to with this amount of medevacs. He will always be able to lift up his entire army. And keeping the Mutalisk numbers low as well, making him very capable of just continuously moving around. Maybe he just expected to be losing more medevacs with the amount of Mutalisk that were being created by True. Maybe that is the reason why he kept making them there for a moment. Not catching on in time that he, in fact, didn't really need to necessarily. Oh, those Banelings actually. Ooh, no, never mind. Never mind. Cure every time, split seconds in time. Oh, more though, coming in right here. And those bio forces are clumped up a little bit, but, well, just losing more SCVs here. And somehow, some way, he's still ahead. And that big force at the base of True, yeah, that's not looking pretty. I think this might be very close to being our first game done and over with, guys. I'm sorry. We need to talk to Cure about, you know what, keeping the hype up a little bit longer. And not just stampeding over his opponent like this, because that was just brutal. That was just absolutely brutal. So yeah, that is the first victory towards Jo Byung-do. Something like that. It's Korean. My Korean is a little bit lackluster here. They have the same shirt. Look at that. Oh, that's... Oh my god. Oh, this is how we can see who's on what team. This is how. Now I know. I've been enlightened. This makes so much sense now. I feel so stupid for not realizing this before. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Let me take a look. Yeah, there we are back again. With my colleagues on the bench. We're going to be waiting for the next game to start, but yeah, that game was quite a stampede for Cure there. Cure going to be able to move on to the next match. We'll be able to see what happens with him. And yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the next one. Because Cure, you know what, he is on a bit of a stampede. Let me take a look at what they will be able to send out, perhaps. Because I think I think, you know what, if you really want to, you could send out stats right now, right? You can still revive him later on as well if you really want to. So maybe there's a little bit more of a safety to send out your, well, player that almost all killed. No, who did all kill, actually. The opposing force previously. Yeah. It's the GSL studio. I'm almost in the GSL studio, guys. I'm pretty much there right now. I'm like I'm in the garden shed outside. That's I think this must be stats, right? Yeah, this is stats intro music. I'm sorry, this just fits so well with him. Are you guys hearing this? Yahoo! It could only be stats, honestly. I can just imagine him listening to this on repeats all day and then just like doing whatever. His facial expression not matching the song though. I'm sure he's not able to hear it right now. Or he's just too focused. He realizes he has to kill some nerds. And he's just in destruction mode right now. Oh well. Yeah, SOS and stats will be interesting versus Cure. I definitely agree. Cure has his work cut out for him here. I know his TVC is really good. His TVT is really good. Personally, I haven't been able to watch that much Cure TVP. So, you know what? We're going to have to wait and see. What map are they playing on? We know it's probably not Triton. That would be crazy. Because we just had our one. It could be something else. Could be something else. Brainpower Kozan on the case. I'm bringing you all the inside knowledge here, guys. I'm sure the Korean casters are mentioning it right now as well. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to wait a little bit here. It looks like they aren't ready yet. It makes sense. They gotta switch out the keyboards, maybe mice too, stuff like that, you know. And get all their chairs in the right position. Don't wanna, you know what, get in a bad moment. Although they do have the two setups, right? So maybe they already prep the next match before they even start. It would make a lot of sense, honestly, right? To have those two boosts there to help out with that situation, decrease the downtime overall. Not a bad idea. You know what? If they're not doing that right now, they need to know. They need to know. I just had an idea. I'm glad they aren't watching this. I'm sorry. Oh well. Anyway. We are going to be watching. Look at that. There's quite a couple of people there as well right now. I'm very appreciative, actually, of Afrika hosting these team leagues again. Because, you know what? I kind of miss the all-kill team leagues, you know? And it's just a lot of fun. I know that it's not really teams like, as in, this is Dragon Phoenix Gaming. And this is Jin Green Wings team. You know, the Afrika Freaks team. Which would be pretty cool, too. But, yeah. I mean, this is pretty good already. And I'm not even sure if it's really capable of doing something like that either. This way you can have multiple people from like Green Wings. And not be worried about just one team only being able to show half their roster. Even though they have a lot of great players, you know. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. Anyway. Look at that. Beautiful audience. That's oh, well, I was too slow. Never mind. Never mind. Man, yeah, that was so much hype, the team leagues. Honestly. You always had like your favorite teams you would be watching and then like your favorite players on the teams, right? It adds a different layer in a way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. Because, yeah, I like what you're saying there, Koba Lives. It's like, really, you're not just rooting for the race anymore. But you're just rooting for the teammates of those players as well that you do like to get that team to the victory. And yeah, just adds a whole new dimension. I don't know what's happening with my eye here. Something's in there. Luckily, we're starting the game, so I won't be able to. I can just close one eye and look at one. I don't know. Anyway, Cure versus Stats, guys. Here we go. I hope you're ready. Because we're hopping on into this one. In the bottom right side, it looks like it's Ephemeron as the map pick here. That's the Blue Protoss. He is Afrika, I think, right? Yeah, he's Afrika Freaks Stats. He's blue. He's the Protoss. Afrika Freaks Stats. I can do 3 introductions in the time they're doing 1, it seems. What's this? What's this, Mr. Probe? Where are you going? Where are you off to, Mr. Probe? Cure knocked out Stats the first GSR last year, didn't he? Around this time last year. Yeah, it could very well be, but I mean, only 12 days ago, Stats beat Cure in this team league. Now, to be fair, that is a best of 1, so who knows what happens, right? Probably you guys know what happens. But yeah, he did it once. He can do it again. And he only needs to beat him once here again. Maybe later on, a second time. If Cure is going to be the person that does get revived here. But we're going to have to wait and see. Stats, though, just being a little bit of a nuisance. Having that early scout there with the probe. Making sure nothing crazy is happening here. Even checking for proxies there at the first time. Well, at the first move out. And the Reaper coming in. Great follow-up here for Q, I suppose. You know what? Every time, he's just playing very standard in the openings, right? Sometimes he does drop an occasional little bit of a cheesy play. But it's very rare to see Q do those type of strats. I hardly ever see him do that type of stuff. In my experience, anyway, he's just so solid in the late game. He's so solid with just his execution, his micro, everything. Now, it is just, you know, he just feels comfortable playing the regular game, playing the macro. Trying to duke around the... Ooh, he actually managed to do it. The adapts here getting a little bit flustered by the Reaper. The Reaper gonna get in here. You did see the robotics facility there on top, so that's already a good start. 1 SCV getting picked off here by Stats, though. Can the Reaper repay that worker count kill? I'm not sure. You know what? He is going to get outside of the base again, though, it looks like. Oh, wait. No, there's the Stalker there. Mr. Stalker. Wow, alright. That came out at the exact right time there for Stats. Stats going to be able to just make that other unit move back with the other adapt. Regroup. And, yeah, I feel pretty good about this. I mean, the Robo facility, it did get scouted, but you know what? I'm not even sure if Cure's really going to adjust his strategy that much because of it. I think he now knows that he doesn't necessarily have to make the missile turrets as quickly, right? He doesn't need to make a Cyclone, something like that, to catch a Oracle. I think that's the biggest deal. But already, very often you see the Terran players just going for the Widow Mines anyway, right? Because the Widow Mines on their own, they're pretty good against that stuff already, against those early game shenanigans. And if it's not those early game shenanigans, then, well, you can do this with them, right? You put them in a medevac, you just fly them across the map, and potentially you're going to get 200 worker kills in half a second. But Stats, of course, being Stats, I'm pretty sure that won't happen. He said, with a clenched buttocks, hoping that that won't happen. There's a High in here as well still. He might be able to get that one in here. No, actually, he's using the High in very nicely. Wow, look at that. That's a great denial on that third base. Does need to move out, but that is actually forcing a lot of the units from stats to move away. He's a little bit distracted now as well because of that Hellion, and in they come, the Widow Mines! Oh my dear lord! 12 workers going down instantly. Oh my dear god, stats, that was so unfortunate. Just getting distracted a little bit here at the start, and you know what, that is a very, very rough thing to have happen, of course. As anybody will tell you who ever played StarCraft 2 and ever faced a Widowmine drop, which could be anyone, guys. It happens in every matchup, sometimes on the ladder especially. 12 workers going down in the blink of an eye here. Luckily for stats, I mean, you should be aware now, he does have units everywhere ready to stop this from happening another time here. That was very, very rough indeed. Stats gonna repay the repay that Widowmine drop with a War Prism with a Colossi in. A Colossus, I should say. I don't know why I always mix those two up. Anyway. Yeah, you don't see that very often, although you are seeing it happen more often recently, I suppose. Bringing back that Viking, probably a very solid choice. Viking a counter to the War Prism and the Colossus, so does feel like it would serve its purpose very well there. Back at home. Right, it's gonna just target down some army units. Not too shabby. Probably would have liked to get a massive connection again on top of some of those workers, but you know what, just trading out against the army units with the Widowmines, already a very, very solid choice there. It's just going to be able to, you know what, if he trades pretty favorably in that sense, right, he's going to be okay because he has the economic advantage right now. So just trading equally, even, probably even a little bit favorable there. Stalker and Adept, you know what, for a Widowmine, not too bad, not too bad. He also has the Banshee still. Those haven't really made a big play yet, but they also got scouted by the War Prism, so let's see if it works out this time around. It looks like that Banshee's already in vision of something there. The missile turrets. Realizing, kind of reading into Stats' movement with those, the War Prism here. Putting it in a great position there to stop that from happening. These Marines are so brave. No combat shields whatsoever, no stim. No upgrades of any sorts. Just marching right on top of that Colossus. And the War Prism realizing has to get the hell out of there. What's happening with this Banshee, guys? I think it's on the middle right side of the map. I think it just kind of walked into the Stalkers and thought like, you know what, we'll just keep this here. Let's not worry about it too much. Alright, here he is again, coming on through. Colossus do get shot by missile turrets, so needs to be careful of that. Still losing quite a bit of health on that one. And, yeah, overall, I don't think the Colossus really paid for itself. It kept Cure busy, for sure, but ultimately, you know what, if you're playing against Cure, you're gonna have to do more than just keep him busy, because that's not gonna cause him to make any type of macro mistake. As we can see, his supply is absolutely amazing. His upgrades are pretty much on point here. I guess his armory is a little bit late compared to if he wanted to get those upgrades rolling on through straight ahead. And yeah, let's see. Stats is getting his Storm upgrade behind this. But already as well, the Ghost Academy in production, so Cure anticipating this a little bit as well as, you know what, Ghost just being good no matter what. And now ramping up the aggression here, it seems a little bit with drops on that fourth base. Apparently he did bring one Marine too many. Yeah, Stats should be able to nip this in the butt. Not really too much can happen here. Banshee actually softening up those Stalkers here. And the double drop coming in as well at the same time is going to be able to clean up quite a couple of these gateway forces, especially with that Banshee. But the Storm drop coming on through. Oh my god, that matter of fact was low HP. I think he even killed the he killed the Banshee with a feedback there. You don't see that very often anymore. Alright, so Disruptor's now on the way as well as Dark Templar. Stats is just getting everything here, guys. He just wants to make a very strong army. I'm expecting him to play defensively, honestly, because of the early game damage that he took. I don't think it would be smart to try and break his opponent right now. And, you know what, him being on the middle of the map probably is a wise choice, as long as he doesn't really overcommit here too much further forwards. As long as he, you know what, he doesn't know if Kure is going to try to move out with his army here at some point, which could happen, of course. He does have a pretty strong army, pretty solid. He's about to be maxed out, so it would make sense for him to try and ramp up that aggression a little bit. Start trying to trade out, but doesn't do damage anymore. Right, never mind. Thought it just did a little bit. Alright, doesn't matter. Anyway, Dark Templars also immediately spotted here. Nothing really to worry about. And, you know what? Sets rotating around. Not really being able to find anything here. I mean, Kure, look at that siege tank line there. From the third base to the natural, everything is covered here. And, it doesn't care. Ah, okay. It doesn't care. Ah, okay. Well, there we go. Thank you for the explanation. I don't play Protoss. Anyway, here we go. Incoming a big attack. Not sure actually if I like this too much, but you know what? Kure, most of his siege tanks are on the other side here. He's not rotating them around either. In come the EMPs. They are pretty good though. There's not that much AoE damage for the bio either. I just see the one single Colossus. I don't know where he kept his Disruptors. Maybe just as a defense? Well, and then he does have the High Templar, of course, in the War Prism as well. But other than that, didn't have too much there. Okay, in they come. Yeah, this is a little bit of a nice trade, I guess, as well. For Kure, just cleaning up some units. And yeah, I am wondering what Stats is kind of doing. It didn't look like he definitely wanted to break his opponent there. Because he just didn't have most of his army there, right? So I'm not sure what the entire idea was. Maybe just cleaning up a little bit of his supply of the Gateway Forces. Perhaps it could be. So he can make more Disruptors. He is transitioning into a air army here, it seems. He's also getting the blink for the Dark Templar. And oh my god, am I seeing this right? Kure actually adding on 2 Ghost Academies here. He might be looking to try and mass nuke his opponents. And another base in the bottom left side did get cancelled there with the drop. I believe at least I saw a base attempted to be put down there. Could be wrong, but anyway, that's some Dark or High Templar being targeted out before that drop does get cleaned up. Stats, you know what, he's definitely making this a game. Not out of this yet. Whatsoever. Even though with that massive Widowmine hit at the early parts of this game, he's just been playing pretty safe. Not going for anything crazy. Playing standard, getting the tech that he needs. And right here, might even be able to pick off a... Ooh, no, it was pretty close. Doesn't want to get into the siege tank range though. Does make sense. And playing it safe, just trying to keep that base from mining here. Can Kure still do this though? That's the question, of course. He is getting himself 3 nukes at the same time. And, well, I haven't seen this happening that much. I have seen it more often in TVZ, but you know what? TVP, you don't see this very often whatsoever, and it's still very effective, right? It's still going to force your opponent to be looking around a whole bunch, trying to figure out where those nukes are coming from. And the multitasking of Stats is going to be put on the test here. Now, one thing that is beneficial for him, I guess, is as well that he is going to put the same amount of aggression here on his opponent with those Dark Templar. Although Dark Templar do give a little bit of a nice sign that something is happening. But there are a lot more volatile. Oh my dear lord. That didn't go very well. That was too much there. Oof, only 4 probes going down, but still not too shabby. Putting stats on the back foot here, perhaps still. That ghost is still there as well. Never mind. Never mind. You got spotted. Carriers now gonna get created here. And yes, I mean, Stats just managing to find his way through here. Finding a way to get himself back in here without... Wow, those observers are everywhere, aren't they? They really are. Oh my dear lord. Another nuke. Here we go. Here we go. This is pretty hype, guys. I think he realized where it went, though. I'm pretty sure. It's gonna... Yeah, it's not gonna land. And Lackey. 3 carriers at the time, though, being created here for Stats. I would imagine that he's gonna attempt to at least trade out a couple of his ground forces here. Something like that. He's adding 3 more Stargates, so... Kind of shows that he does definitely want to try and get these units traded out here. A little bit of a weird fight there in the middle. I really like the position of these command centers as well, actually, on the ramp here. He didn't do it at this ramp, but you know what? I can see why you would want to put him on the other ramp as well. This is just going to mess up the AI of the Zealots so much. And there's going to be so much damage negated as well. It's just like Stalkers and stuff like that shooting at the command centers instead of the actual units killing them. Or even the Liberators, right? A-move just becomes a whole different thing here on its own. This is crazy. This is a crazy long game, guys. Oh my god, already. I'm so hyped about this one. You know what? I still think that this can go either way. At any point, right? One small misstep and all of a sudden, suddenly, the opponent is going to find himself in a beautiful position. I mean, if any of these armies do get taken out rather massively, I mean, those are reasonable disruptor hits, but it's not enough. It's not enough to end it. And instantly remaxing as well every time, whenever any damage is being taken. Both of these players starting to bank up quite a bit of money. One problem though, the carrier transition. I don't know if Cure is aware of this. I don't think he is, because we're not seeing that much in a way of a counter being created here. Although he is making full Vikings now, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe he does know. The Vikings, is that the right call though against these carriers? What else could he do? I mean, Thor's maybe potentially, but that's so many upgrades still behind that he has to catch up on. It's gonna be rough, that's for sure. The Ghost definitely gonna keep helping out, so he needs to keep those in his arsenal. It's a lot of carriers though. It looks like Stats is ready for some sort of an engagement. Most of the Storms whiffing there a little bit, but they are hitting quite a couple of those Vikings. So a lot of the Vikings getting bruised up a little bit here. This is kind of a lucky fight, it looks like. Oh my god, the Storms though. Just before all those shield batteries are ready. But, oh my god, Cure is caught off guard. All the carriers coming in here, the Disruptors, the Immortals. Just absolutely destroying the ground force here for Cure. Cure attempting to do some sort of a counter-aggression here, but he is going to get sandwiched, it would appear. No, he gets out of there, killing off all the stocks just in the nick of time, and now getting out before the carriers manage to clean everything up. Alright, and this is where things get kind of spicy here for our Terran player. He's making 6 Vikings at the same time. A little bit of a... I want to say a little bit of a panic maneuver here, perhaps, because, you know what, he didn't spot the carriers in time. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those Vikings will be enough. They will show that, you know, if you one-shot a carrier, that could still be very good, right? You just need to poke away at them from afar. And if you manage to do this multiple times, maybe... Oh, he doesn't have enough, though. That's like half the damage that he needed. Needs more Vikings here. It's a crazy lot of HP on those things, isn't it? That money for Cure, though, in the bank. That is crazy. Is it going to be enough, though? I mean, if this army just starts stampeding over the forces of Kjør, I might not just have enough time to recreate something something viable here. That's so many Vikings against carriers. How often do you see this, guys? Missile turrets now being created everywhere as well. That's a really good call. He needs more missile turrets to help out against those interceptors here. Mitigate the damage. Also sinking some of the damage away from those Vikings into something else. It looks like Kjør realizing that he cannot take the head-on fight here. Those Vikings are shooting one interceptor at a time. That is not very efficient. That is not very good. Alright, in comes Kjør here. Not as many medevacs this time around, but you know what, he's still gonna get a base kill here. But those disruptors, though, coming in from behind, we're gonna have to see perfect splits coming on through, or just whiffs on the disruptors as well. That's a possibility. And yeah, I mean, stats now on top of the production of Kjør here. Kjør, I'm not sure if this is, I think he just needs a nuke right now on those carriers. I think that's one of the ways of him to come back here. And even then, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Those Vikings are in a lot of trouble. And yeah, they are just struggling so incredibly much against this force. They are not being able to pick off any of those carriers so far. Still 2 nukes in the bank, but those Ghost Academies are going to get taken out. I think you lose the nukes then, right? Is that? Yeah, you do. Alright. So those are gone now. No more nukes. Kjør trying to set up in the top right space. I mean, he still has a lot of money, but there's not really any production for him to make use of that. He made a lot of missile turrets here. The base trade is still kind of happening, but hi. The supply is not looking favorable. And this army for stats is just going to be able to kill off buildings so much quicker. And it does appear like Kjør is choosing to position himself in that top right space, trying to fight off the Armada at least one time here, and then perhaps with that momentum push on through. He kind of did, well, stopped Stats from mining as well. Stats does have that another base in the middle left side. I'm pretty sure that Kjør is unaware of this. He did kill it off previously, right, when he did start to stamp. No, actually he didn't. He just killed off all the shield batteries and stuff, so he should be aware. He should be aware that, oh my dear lord. Eesh. Guys, I think this might be it. I think Kjør may have been cracked here. And I'm not sure if this is going to be working out in his favor anymore. I mean, that's a lot of missile turrets, but look at the damage here. He's targeting down barracks. Come on. Come on, he's just styling on him now, isn't he? It's just like, yeah, I can just kill off your production. That's fine. I don't need to focus your army units here. You can just shoot at my forces, and I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll kill your army at some later point in the game. Oh, those Dark Templar. That's quite gruesome. Oof. Oy. Okay, well, I mean... you know what, at some points, we can no longer pretend. I mean, Kjør, you fought bravely, my friend, but it might be time for you to give Rogue or Patience a go at this guy, because, well, you are pretty dead. GG is called, and there we go. A very well played game there by Stats, just biding his time, finding the opportunity for him to transition into those carriers. No response really from his opponent Kjør here. Kjør, well, I guess he did try to make the Vikings. Vikings, though, not the greatest answer, I'd say, against those carriers. You need such a crazy amount, and then, like, you need to have the Vikings already. Look at the back rub taking place here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in time with this, but there you go, a little bit of a back rub from these guys. Kjør not happy about that one. So much damage early on, and still not really being able to get the the rope around the neck of Stats there. Not being able to finish him off. It's a rough thing overall. What's the better answer than Viking Ghost? I'm not completely sure. I think, you know what? I think Thor's might be a little bit more cost efficient against it. Because they do have the higher armor. And the Interceptors, they just shoot so much that it, you know, quick rapid fires, high armor. Perhaps, maybe. It's the only thing I can really come up with. Together combined with the Ghosts, of course. But, well, maybe Vikings could be a little bit better. But then I feel like you just can't let your opponent get to this amount of carriers to begin with, right? You need to be on top of things, and you need to get right on top of your opponents before those carrier numbers grow too big. Then you still have a chance to kind of, with the Vikings, target down the carriers, and you won't lose the Vikings as quickly right there. Whose intro song is this? Intermission song? I mean, we're not seeing a sign here saying what song it is, so... But yeah, that's just a rough game in overall for Cure there. He just didn't see it coming in time. Perhaps he would have tried to do some more aggressive move outs if he realized that his opponent was trying to transition. But yeah, unfortunately. Anyway, looks like we're on a 5-minute break here, guys. I'm gonna rest my vocal cords here for a moment, and we'll be right back. Also, just a little bit of a heads up. We are having a nice little thing here. Let me see if I can get this opened up. Let me see. What's this thing? Is it? Does this show? Hold up. Just a little bit of a heads up. We are having this one later on today as well. Art versus Insane. Art, a really great Protoss player from Alpha X. And Insane, well, we know him as well, right? The great Terran player. Not from Alpha X, though, unfortunately, but he's still pretty darn good. Anyway, be right back, guys.
Battle scars will show you just exactly what we stand for. We're here for war. There's voices in my head. Deep inside they try to hide, but I won't let them win. It's a war that they wanted, a mess that they got in. We took their white flags and we painted them red. Aim fire bombs away. Brace yourself for darker days. War's the price that you will pay. Just to lose it all and fade away. Tables are turning and bridges are burning. We'll even and settle the score. We're here for war. We're here for war. Battle scars will show you just exactly what we stand for. We're here for war.
What the fuck? Why I feel this way again? I just wanna move away and do it when I can. Woo. Why I feel cold, switch the mode. Woo. Why I should've done it when I could. Woo. I know I fucked up, but there's no time to get it right. Woo. And all the feelings that I keep inside. Woo. Why the fuck I do this to myself? I know I did, yeah. Fuck, I know I did. How you make decisions when you can't move? Fuck the vision, I just know I can't move.
I won't do it all again. I just wanna feel like it's all worth it in the end. Never seen it coming when it treats you like a friend. I just act like this is all for sure.
Killers, I just wanna feel like killers. I just wanna like a friend. I just act like this is all for shit. I just really hope this isn't it. Someone come and set us all free. The bet you're gonna kill us, I see. Yeah. I just wanna feel like I just wanna feel like it's all worth it in the end. I just wanna feel like I just wanna how you make decisions when you can't move. Fuck the vision, I just know I can't move.
Might as well watch this as well. Welcome back, guys, to the GSL. We are watching the BJ Destruction season number 1 of 2020. Hope you're all having a good time so far. We've seen Cure play 2 opponents absolutely demolishing True, and then, you know what, having a bit of a rough game there against Stats, not really figuring out what the plan overall was for the late game there. The Korean casters are, looks like ready. They are so incredibly fancy. I did try to dress up as much as I could. I am not really a fancy dressed guy. So, you know what, I even buttoned up all the way because I don't know, it felt like it might give a little bit more of a suit kind of vibe here. I did iron it as well, but then, you know what, I think during all those introduction musics, I was just dancing a little bit too much, and then and I'm not good at ironing as well. It's another thing. Anyway, we're going to be hopping into the next game pretty soon here, guys. It's going to be Stats versus either Rogue or Patience. So we're gonna have a PvP for the ages, or we're gonna have a PvZ for well, which would be pretty epic too. Rogue versus Stats could be pretty darn epic. All right, here we go. It's the bad guy. Who would be the bad guy? I think it would be Rogue, right? Let's see this in the full screen. It's Rogue. It's Rogue. Rogue's the bad guy. Now, of course, I knew he was. He's the Zerg after all, right? They are the bad boys. Not in like when they play, but also. So I do believe these are the two tier 1 players from both teams. So the team for Stats and Rogue, both, they are the tier 1s. At least that's what I saw on the Stats previously. It's weird to say the Stats when there's a player called Stats as well, but there you go. Alright, here we go. I think they are pretty much set up. It must be a loading screen time right now. It must be. We're loading into the game right now. I'm assuming assumptions have been made. And we're committed now. Oh, I thought that was it. Never mind. I thought we were going anyway. We're just chilling a little bit longer. Should I talk about other stuff right now? Or are we actually going to start? Oh, we can talk about other stuff. So, if you are just joining in right now, we are watching the BJ Team Destruction matches. It's the grand finales. That's French for finals. And we are watching the Nozerg GG, SOS, Stats, and True versus the team Joe Rian Do. If I'm anywhere near pronouncing that correctly. I've no idea what it means either, otherwise I would have said that. Anyway, Patience, Rogue, and Cure all fighting on that team. And right now it's 1-1. Cure managing to take 1 win against True. Stats managing to take 1 win against, well, Cure. And, well, I just missed the opportunity to introduce Rogue. We'll do that later on. Here in the top left side of the map, it's the Blue Protoss. It's Stats. is obviously a Africa Freaks player right now, as you can see by that lovely tag there. I'm really enjoying this, the new name for the Africa Freaks team. And right here in the bottom right, we have the Red Zerg making his appearance. The bad guy is Rogue. Don't let the song fool you guys. He's still pretty darn good at StarCraft. Still pretty okay. Reasonable. Anyway. A lot better than all of you guys, that's for sure. And me as well. No offense, me. Or you. Just had to clarify that for myself. Keep my self-esteem up. Okay, we're done goofing around. Actually, we're not. It's just half the stream. Anyway. It's being a little bit of an annoying probe here. The stats did beat Rogue previous time as well in this tournament. Can he keep this momentum running? Stats, I mean, sometimes he shows up and he absolutely beats everyone. Sometimes he shows up and it's a little bit lackluster. What those things depend on, I'm not completely sure. I'm not completely convinced. But you know what? So far in this tournament, stats absolutely tearing it up. I'm pretty sure we saw a win rate of 90% here. Full stats, I could be wrong on that statistic. But you know what? It makes me feel pretty darn impressed. So let's just keep mentioning it until somebody claims otherwise. Stargate opening here for the Protoss player, as Rogue is just looking out with the Overlord. Might want to fly that one in pretty soon here. Try to figure out what the actual tech choice is, of course. As Rogue himself is just going to grab that very quick 3 base economy here from, well, as the Zerg player. As the Zerg players like to do. Not a bad choice against that Stargate opening, of course. The Overlord, you know what, I'm looking for him, waiting for him to try and get into that base. Maybe he's just waiting to see, you know, ensure that there's not going to be a possibility for the tech to be cancelled. Maybe he's just hoping he will still see something coming through the wall here or something like that. I mean, he does have his eye on the what's coming out of the gateway. He's going to see the double adept. So he knows that's coming his way, at least. And out he goes. He's just going to get shot down by a Phoenix now. So I guess that's already a good sign. Knows that it's Stargate now. Has a little bit of a moment here, of course, before he has to start building these spore crawlers. He's just getting his queens up. Adding another one to that production tab. Get himself that anti-air. And yeah, checking that 3rd base. Looks like there is a probe on the way there. Might be able to get the... Oh no, I actually never mind. I'm a fool. Stats is fantastic. Fantastic. I don't feel like that worked. Whatever I was trying to do there, but fantastics. Oh my god. Anyway, Twilight Council also on the way. Roach Warren from Rogue here as a response to the Stargate. Kind of interesting. And maybe just to keep himself safe from any kind of ground attack. I mean, it's going to be beneficial as there are a lot of adapts on the way here. They are going to get the glaive upgrades too. So ultimately, it feels like, you know what, it would be the right choice here for those roaches. But are they going to be in time though? Because they are already here. These adapts. The glaive upgrade is still very far from finishing though. In these 5 adapts, it's still quite a committal actually. He's gonna lose 2 right from the get-go. And that's gonna dent his overall follow-up with the glaives quite a bit here. And still no 3rd base, which Rogue is very, very aware of. So he realizes that there's no 3rd base here for Stats, so he can prep for what is coming his way. And Stats did attempt to stop this from happening. He did try to kill off that Ling a couple of times here. There he goes again, now finally being able to kill him off. But there are the adepts, and in a response, you know what, Rogue seeing it with his Ling as well, making a lot of roaches here. He should be okay, theoretically, right? I'm assuming he will be. That's a lot of roaches. He's just going to send those units after the Shades right now, and it's the one way that perhaps Stats might still be able to pull one through, but actually letting the Shades finish right on top of all those Lings. Oh my dear lord, I don't think that was meant to be. I really thought he was going to cancel it and just go for that third base instead. I'm not sure what he saw there. Maybe all those queens, but oh my god, Stats not making anything work here. As everything is dying here for him. All those adepts, I don't think he even got drone kills, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe 1 or 2. It's not a lot, is it? And a follow-up is going to be happening here with the Immortals joining in as well. The Immortals, a good choice against those Roaches. Perhaps he's going to catch Rogue off guard with this one, because Rogue is adding on a lot of drones. He doesn't really need to keep making drones right now. Okay, he does see the third base. It might still be a little bit of a fake, though. Just seeing the amount of, well, sentries that we have over there kind of has me a little bit worried that perhaps that is looking to move out. He's also trying to get that the War Prism up and rolling, so let's take a look. A lot of roaches being created here. I think Rogue is aware that something is up in the air, but something potentially could be up in the air. Now seeing the sentries and immortals here. Flying around, still seeing this amount of gateways. And especially after all those adepts, you know what, I'm not sure if you should just go into a macro game after, well, failing your attack that heavily. Right, in he comes. No probes on the production tab for quite a while now. A full committal, full stats here is Rogue. I mean, he did go up to 66 workers. Was that too much? Let's take a look here. I mean, it might have been if he hadn't killed off all those adepts previously, but the force fields, they are really good still. The Immortals are going to be able to pick off quite a couple of those roaches, targeting them down. The adepts are doing pretty good against the Ravagers, but there's just too much Zerg here, with the Queens joining in as well, shooting down everything that's blue. These two adepts actually doing more work so far than the entire group of other adepts we saw previously. It's a little bit of a feels bad. But, yeah, killing off 5 workers here are going to TP into the, are going to toilet paper their way into the main base there. Right. I mean, what's going to happen now, guys? I don't know. I don't know. What could happen? That's a lot of army supply walking down Stats front door. The force fields, I'm not gonna lie, he's gonna need a lot of really great force fields here. Not really seeing them just yet. The biles are better, it appears, and yeah, that is unfortunately just gonna be it for Stats here, it seems. And Rogue gonna be able to avenge his loss the previous time around. Stats doing a little bit of a cheeky play, but Rogue just completely aware, completely ready. And oh, some BM in the chat. Obviously, well, we're not gonna translate that one, guys. It would cause the stream to be subjectified to I don't know what actually. We would get banned from Africa TV. I'm sure it was very insulting. I know it was. That's why I won't translate it for you. Another win on the board here for the Pink Sweater boys. Rogue striking back with a vengeance, retaking their initial lead here. The blue duckies are still waiting on the other side as well. Let's see who they send out next. I guess we kind of already know. It's gonna be SOS. A secret weapon so far. I want to check out. There's the blue duckies. I guess the ducks aren't blue. I'm not even sure if this is a duck. It might just be like a thing. I don't know. It's probably not a duck, is it? It doesn't look like a duck to me anymore. Except for the mouth a little bit. I have no idea what it is. Anyway. So yeah, next match will be Rogue versus SOS. We're gonna have to wait a little bit here until that one heads off into the game. But yeah, what a series there from Rogue, match from Rogue. Taking out Stats. I was a little bit worried there for moments, But yeah, honestly, it was it also felt a little bit weird, right? A weird number of adepts trying to come in there from stats in the early parts, losing 2 of those adepts already right from the get-go, causing Rogue to kind of scratch his head and being like, why are there so many adepts right here right now? Are you planning to do some sort of adept aggression after this as well? Potentially, and he was just on the ball, kept checking for that third base, realizing that, you know what, it's very likely that some aggression is coming his way. Absolutely demolishing those adepts. The adepts as well. I mean, we have to keep in mind that Shade, I don't know what else was waiting for him on the other side, but the entirety of the army, all the links were right on top of those Shades. The roaches were there. Just not the greatest execution, I'd say, from that attack either. Even though Rogue was that prepared for it. The execution of stats, I don't know, it felt like it was a little bit lackluster there. I could be wrong. Maybe it was even going to be worse if he didn't shade, but maybe splitting up the adepts, perhaps. I mean, you only need 2 to one-shot a drone, so maybe making it a little bit more difficult for Rogue to assess that situation. But yeah, just didn't work out. Rogue being victorious there. And that means that no Zerg GG, that team is going to be down with 1 point again. But maybe they'll be able to tie it up. I mean, SOS, a very strong player. Might be able to take out Rogue. He's done it before in the past. Can he do it again? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to be patient. And maybe we'll see patience as well. Later on. Man. I mean, it's always rough having these players with actual words as their names. For some reason, it's like a subconscious thing where you're just using those words more often because you're already thinking about those player names. And then you're just like, yeah. Patience being very patient here. Stats having great statistics. Well. Anyway. Time for a drink. Stop saying weird stuff here. Spilling all over myself. Luckily it was off camera though, so it's fine. I did actually get a little bit of a spot. I don't know, it's not CFU. Oh, well, it's too low, impossible. Maybe I'll tweet about it later on. Yeah, so we are gonna have to wait a little bit here. It seems like there's some stuff happening at the booths over there. And the casters are talking to someone that is walking by the desk, it would appear. They are very convinced. Wait, I can actually hear them in the distance. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. Rogue used to be savage. I mean, he still kind of is. He's still one of the best Zergs in the world, honestly. He's still out there, guys. He's still in the finals of this series. I mean, it is a team league, so he did kind of get carried here by stats here and or no, wait, patience and cure here and there. Yes, need to stop mixing up the teams. But yeah, let me take a look actually overall. Who these guys? Korean names on Wikipedia. So actually that was Patience being the one that bringing 2 games. Ragnarok is really good at Ragnarok beat Cure actually. Wow, that's pretty good too. And then Rogue as well. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see, this one, Rogue, there we go, Rogue beating in the second time they played. He actually all-killed the team of Innovation, Deer and Dongray-gu. Dongray-gu also very, very strong at CVZ. Alright, what else? I guess the previous time he did go down to stats. This time though, not being the case, so... And then in this game, in this series, he was the only one to grab a point versus Sue. Then losing to Zest though, Zest being an absolute beast. And taking out 2 of them. What else? Then later on, January 14th, Rogue beat TY as well, losing to Armani afterwards, and then, interesting. So it feels like you kind of, maybe it's my perspective being wrong, but it feels like you kind of beat the players that are specifically good, in my opinion, in CVZ, and then losing to the overall very strong Zergs in CVZ here as well. Oh well. Anyway, I guess I can put this up on the screen as well for a moment. If you guys want to see this, you know what? Let's put TY next to it and let's pretend like he's talking about the statistics here with me. So yeah, this is the Wikipedia page. I kind of try my best to keep all the, you know what? This is the team of stats as well. So here we go. You see Patience being able to get 2 grabs there. And over here we saw No Zerg GG play. TY is getting a little bit shy here, it seems, about being on stream. On my stream now as well. Anyway, yeah, it's Rogue here. You see the triple take. Stats. Again, 3 kills here. Stats, look at this, another 3 kills here. And then SOS doing the same thing. He's like, you know what, I need to up my game here. Sorry. We're now 1 second delayed. This is SOS song. Sounds like an anime song, not gonna lie. But a really epic anime that I would want to watch. Right. The blue duck boys here. Or the blue potentially ducks. It's gonna be sending out SOS as their final player here that is still alive afterwards. If SOS does die, they will have to use their revive, and they're gonna be on their last final life in this best of 7 series. And they're gonna have to make a very difficult decision here to either bring back Stats, the guy with a 90% win rate so far in this tournament, SOS, who just played as well, or True. I'm assuming it's gonna be Stats or SOS. No offense, but I just think that those are the better choices there. True just not having as strong of a showing here so far. And Rogue just, he's just chilling. He's just looking at his PC and just like, well, I mean, I don't know actually what's going on in his mind. He's just staring at it, and then the guy's staring at him, and he's like, should I play? Shouldn't I play? I don't know, guys. Can't we just call it right now? Are you seeing this? Maybe there's something wrong with it. He doesn't look happy, that's for sure. A little bit disappointed. Maybe it's the mic. Maybe he's expecting him to get on the PC. Maybe he's like, you wanna... I don't know. Maybe he's asking him, yeah, to fill in for him. Substitute. Maybe he still has to go to the bathroom. SOS. There he is. He's already ready. He's ready to go. Itching. So am I. Not gonna lie, but... Rogue, I don't know what is happening, guys, exactly. It's hard to be updated, of course, as I am in the shed next to the studio instead of in the actual studio. Oh, more players of the pink sweater boys are coming in. The pink tiny polar bears. The pink cloaked tiny polar bears. Perhaps. There we go. There's Patience together with Cure. Waiting for these games to start. Patience still not being able to have played any games. Probably just kind of hoping that he still gets to, otherwise he kind of got here for no reason whatsoever. I would like to see Patience play as well. I really like Patience. He's one of the first Koreans that I actually got to cast, and he was very nice to me in the chat. He's a very nice guy. I've never met him in real life, so maybe in real life he's just absolute the opposite. But who knows? I don't think he is, though. So yeah, we're back to this again. There's slowly but surely an enormous group of nerds growing behind Rogue here. I mean, if he was having PC problems and he still beat stats in that fashion, that's got to be quite impressive here. But yeah, Rogue, obviously, you know what, I should put this on my own face as well. There we go. Hello! But yeah, Rogue just not really having a good time there, I suppose. Getting the entire Afrika team to help out, and it doesn't look like any of them really know what to do right now, unless if one of them is just sitting behind the PC trying to fix everything. They're trying to come up with ideas. Oh, and at the same time they all just turned around. Maybe they are switching PCs now. It could be. Informing SOS as well at the same time. We're gonna have to wait. Those guys are wearing very big jackets, aren't they? Like the guys from Tech. I don't know. It just feels like it would be very, very warm. Oh no! Wait! Oh my God! We're starting. Perhaps. I mean, epic music. Probably means an epic game. About to be ready for us. The Blue Duck Boy SOS versus the tiny cloaked polar pink bear. Polar pink. The polar pinks versus the quacking blue. The root of all evil operating systems. Yeah. The easiest one too. Less confusing. Alright, here we go. In the top right side, finally we have things rolling and going. It's the Blue Protoss. He is SOS from Jinna Green Wings. In the bottom left side we have his teammate, actually, also from Jinna Green Wings. He is a Rogue, the Red Zerg. He is the bad guy, SOS. He's the happy anime guy. Introduction song. This is great. This is great having these musics coming on through. Wait, what in the world is happening here? Rogue. Ya cheeky bugger. Look at that. He's making the spawning pool first. Even going for the gas geyser first here as well. What is going to be his plan here? He's still going to go for that hatchery straight afterwards. The probe. Is he going to be in time to block this? Oh, it's going to be close. No, he's not. Alright. Whew. Oh, very close. Anyway. In the natural base here for SOS. The anti-cannons build. Or, yeah, maybe. I mean, to be fair, this map, it does have a very, very wide open ramp, right? You need to wall off 2 locations in a way, because you do have the first ramp, and then you also have the big wide open area where you will have to put buildings down. I think you need like 3 big buildings, right? A gateway, cybernetics core, and something else. And there it is. Really, the Korean stream lags and this one runs fine. I don't know why you would be watching the Korean stream. I'm not insulted, I'm just very sad. Anyway. I'm not sure, yeah. I mean, look at that area right there. It is completely open. Roach is now also going to be constructed behind this, so maybe he's just going to send out a couple of links trying to keep that area open here, put on a little bit of aggression, and then follow it up straight away with a lot of roaches. Maybe SOS expecting to just being a couple of links on the way to harass his natural base. Isn't going to expect these roaches, and these links might be able to keep the adepts in the main base of SOS. If they hurry up, they need to hurry up. If that Adept does scout the Roach Warren, that could potentially be a little bit troublesome here. SOS going for a very interesting wall that I have not seen yet. Look at the attempt of those Lynx trying to keep the Adept out of that mineral line and out of sight of the Roach Warren here. Oh my god, they need... Oh, it's gonna get close. Oh! Okay, he sees it. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate there for Rogue, so he does get scouted out, and now SOS realizing what is gonna be happening, what's coming his way. He needs to build more defensive. He wants to build shield batteries. There is one. I mean, one is a good start. I don't know if it's gonna be enough though. Probably wants to put a second pylon there as well, because all those gateways there, all being powered by a single pylon. Okay, well, there's another pylon now being constructed. 3 shield batteries on the way in total. I'm not sure if that backwards pylon is powering all of the gateways, though. Alright, in comes the Zerg. There's not that much yet here for SOS, and SOS's first units do get surrounded here a little bit too far out. Aren't going to be able to jump back in range of that other shield battery, but oh my dear lord, guys, is this even going to be close? Oh, shield batteries are very, very strong, but I mean, the piles, more Lynx are on the way here. This could start to snowball very quickly. A smart pullback here from Rogue, trying to open up the area a little bit, force the fight further away from that shield battery. Look at that, one-shotting the sentry. Trying to keep those roaches that are low HP in the back here as well. And transforming them into those Ravagers straight afterwards. Now the shield batteries, they are starting to run very low. Only 3 workers have been killed so far. More and more Lynx are being constructed. So Rogue really fully committing to this. He wants to break SOS. He really, really doesn't want this game to continue on to some later part in this game. Can he do it though? Oh, that's a bit of a rough maneuver there for Mr. Rogue. Getting his Ravager being shot down there. Okay, I mean, this is looking rather spicy. Rogue not giving up yet. Maybe potentially just trying to give the illusion that he is gonna go back into a regular macro game as he's just amassing up more units here. It does look like SOS, you know what, he's checking for it. He's gonna go out with the hallucinated Phoenix, but the one single Zergling seeing this and moving backwards with the rest of his army, not showing what is coming his way. And oh my god, that could be it. SOS a little bit too far forwards here. Is he gonna get surrounded by these Lynx? Just barely gets back in the nick of time here. But the Lynx still a lot of surface area there, wiggling their way through the Protoss army. Massive Biles landing as well. Oh my dear lord, it may have been enough here potentially. But it's still gonna be close. More Lynx are needed here, it would appear. Too many shield batteries really to break this right now. The Biles, I would love to see him targeting down those pylons. There we go. Okay, now finally getting right on top of those pylons, killing of 1, so that's 1 gateway less of production. Actually 2 gateways now unpowered. This could be the ticket for Rogue into victory here. Moving right on top of his opponent. His production absolutely smothered right now. And Rogue, if he targets down that final pylon here, that would be absolutely the move to make. Do you know what? I am loving SOS's efforts so far as well. I mean, just the wall that he made. This is probably not a wall that he would have gone for if he didn't see the overall attack coming in, right? He would not have made his structures in this way. And this is just kind of a panic way to still be able to defend against this. But it seems so incredibly difficult for him to hold this. 11 workers did die. So this natural base, even though SOS has it, he's not really been able to mine a whole lot from this location. And now Void Rays are gonna be popping out here. Look at that. Absolutely amazing now. Rogue realizing he has to make something happen here right ahead. And he's going back into drones, killing off the Nexus though. So that's not too shabby. Still committing all these units. He doesn't look like he wants to go backwards here. Just going straight for the, well, as much damage as he can. Targeting down more units so far. Not really targeting down probes. And I'm pretty sure that is to avoid any type of massive counter-aggression here coming through. Just the final bits of Lynx now buying a little last moment of time here. Okay, I mean, I'm not sure if that was enough damage here for Rogue. He is going back into his base right now. He's stopped making army units. He's making more drones. And there are the Spore Crawlers. Trying to be ready for the air army here, the Oracle. Luckily for Rogue, not going to be able to do too much. And SOS, you know what? In a very good situation now. Even though he did lose the Nexus. If we look at the overall supplies here. Army supply, very, very in favor for SOS. And it just needs to make sure that Rogue, you know what, if he sees what Rogue is doing. Some more horrendous scolding happening here. Trash talk to the extreme. Calling Rogue's mother all sorts of vulgar stuff. I don't know what they're saying. But it's probably amazing. Have you heard the Koreans, their reaction? They always go, "Oh, it's bound to be good." He's really typing a lot here. He must be feeling very, very comfortable. SOS. I mean, if he loses this, he's gonna have to look back at this moment in time and be like, well, maybe I shouldn't have been typing that much. And Rogue just calmly trying to get his footing back in this game. Trying to get some sort of a force here. Scouting Overlord, trying to figure out what is happening. SOS just keeps making more and more oracles here. Stepping away from the Void Race. Maybe he feels like if he just keeps making more worker damage here, he should be okay. I think there's more oracles than there's queens right now. That is mental. A nice space, or a nice zoning taking place here with those Spore Crawlers, but I mean, Rogue, I'm not sure if he even wants to be making all these Spore Crawlers, right? I guess it's still better than losing all his drones, but he's, oh my god, I don't know if he can afford really to be making this many. Although, I mean, I guess it's killing oracles here. Only losing 3 drones, so that could be worse for that amount of oracles. But then again, of course, oracles already kind of one-shot once there's 2 of them. So having this amount, just kind of single targets, one drone at a time, not really that much more beneficial. You are capable of kind of jumping on top of queens and stuff like that, right? Maybe even some buildings here and there to target those down very quickly. But other than that, I don't think it's that much more beneficial to be fighting drones like this. Because as you can see, it's not... Like, that's 2 kills. That's, you know, not amazing. It's something, right? It's more drones than Rogue can lose right now, probably. And, yeah. Carriers. Oh my dear lord. Guys, we're watching another game with carriers. Pre-15-minute carriers as well. It's like, I mean, pre-12-minute carriers here, it seems. They're going to be out in time. This is crazy. SOS is just toying with his opponent here now, it feels. Tagging absolutely everything as well. So, okay. Let's kind of think about what Rogue would have to have happen to get back into this game. That's rough. That's a real rough one. This is 8 workers killed again here. And SOS has just been ahead of worker count for quite a while now. I think Biles, maybe just magical Biles killing all the oracles. That would be a good start. But yeah, probably not very likely to happen here with an opponent such as SOS. And now carriers just, I mean, SOS, look at this. He's just doing whatever the hell he feels like. There's nothing Rogue really can comfortably be doing right now. He's just in panic mode for such a long time. Spire is almost ready now. I mean, Corruptors... I guess Corruptors are the right choice here, right? I mean... I don't see Hydralisk really doing all that well against this amount of Oracles either, especially with this economic difference here. It's gonna be a long time before he has enough Hydras to really start facing off against this air army. Now, he does see the carriers as well, so this gives him the good feeling about the right, having done the right choice to attack into those Corruptors. Even getting himself the +1 air weapons upgrade here, which already is available for SOS. And SOS also getting the charge, also getting the High Templar Archive. So even if he doesn't kill off his opponent with the well, the carriers and the oracles, he's going to be able to just do a big attack with Zealots and Archons here. As the army for Rogue will most likely consist mainly out of Corruptors, who unfortunately for them are, well, inept when it comes down to shooting ground forces. Unless if they're buildings, then apparently they are... They get very hungry and they start drooling all over the place. Which apparently hurts buildings. Okay, also adding on the Hydra Den. Probably a right choice here. He's gonna need some sort of tech to switch out of outside of those Corruptors, of course, but I'm kind of curious to see the numbers overall. That's already quite a scary full amount of carriers. How many Corruptors are out? I mean, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say right now. He's going to jump on top of it. I don't think this is enough, especially with those Archons there. He's not going to be able to jump, keep them together, clumped up. Because those Archons, like, just a couple of shots will definitely, absolutely destroy those Corruptors. The Hydralisks need to get out on the field as well, join in with these Corruptors here. That's a good amount of Ravages still. The army supply, though, look at that. It is in favor for SOS, and that is with him having carriers as well. How do you fight back as Rogue right now? He's been... I mean, guys, I don't know. I just don't know. Right, here we go. Big engagement. Is this a mistake from SOS, or is it just a simple A move at this point? Let's get a closer look, as we are seeing a lot of the carriers fall to the Corruptors. It looks like there are enough Corruptors to take out the carriers overall. Is there going to be enough, though, to still clean up the ground forces as well? Oh my god, it's so close, actually. Alright, the carriers now being surrounded as well by a couple of Hydralisks. Actually, oh my god, the Corruptors went away as the Hydras came in from the back. Okay, so the Corruptors do kill off the carriers here, but still 17 workers being killed off here. And the ground forces, the Zealots and the Archons, absolutely stampeding now. And what is really the answer for Rogue? He has a lot of roaches on the way. You know what, actually, he manages to hold on here for just another moment in time. And that's gotta not feel all that great for SOS. Pretty sure he felt like he would be able to kill him off there, but... I mean, he did kill off the base, a very, very solid pick there. He did kill off a lot of workers, so I guess Rogue does definitely have to do something here. He cannot allow SOS to have this fourth base still. He still needs to do damage of his own after killing off the army of SOS here, but is he going to be able to? I don't think he will. There's no more Corruptors left. There's no more Hydras left. And there's just Oracles now shooting down the army. All the Ravages targeting those down. The more expensive units. Yeah, this is just not looking good. No answer yet again for those Oracles. There was just barely enough Corruptors to take out those carriers. Maybe the carriers was a little bit of too much of a what the hell move. Why not? From SOS. I mean, I still think it kind of worked out, but luckily for Rogue, he kind of was prepped for it. Lol, Oracles. Just sitting on top of that Spore Crawler here. The two Corruptors, though, might finally be able to take out that force, but the base count for SOS is just growing without much that Rogue can do. Rogue, what are his options? Probably just trying to keep his bases up. He needs to defend as much as possible. Counterattacks might be a way to go here. I think on the right side there might be some opportunities for him maybe to send in some links. I'm not completely sure. We've not seen the infrastructure that is there for a while now. And oh my dear lord, that is a scary amount of gateway forces. Is it going to be enough though? Those Hydras actually with the Ravagers and the Roaches might be enough to break this. Oh, the force fields though. Oh. Okay, okay. Once again, falling back, both of these players. Not committing. And Lurker Den is on the way here. I mean, if anything is gonna make a comeback here, it might be those Lurkers. Perhaps a Swarm Host play as well could have been attempted here. But definitely needs one of these techs to be constructed here to try and fight off the heavy ground forces here for SOS now. Can't just completely rely on those choke points here. Oh my god, this could be a massive surround actually. If SOS does attempt to set up on this ramp, if he does try to push in here, I'm not sure. Okay, so Rogue did overextend a little bit perhaps with those forces on the top. Now being targeted down there a little bit. Jumped on top of with his Blink Stalkers. Oracles being taken out. 5 workers falling though at the same time. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. He doesn't have the looks yet. Now finally making them. Now it's going to potentially stim the bleeding here a little bit. Ever so slightly. Maybe he's going to be able to keep some more bases alive here defensively. As SOS again moving up into this base area here. The Lurker's not in the greatest position. Is going to allow SOS to just maneuver his way out of here. And rotate around it. So he's most likely going to be A-okay against this. Actually still engaging a little bit into them. Would love to see those Lurkers attempting to move a little bit forwards whenever they have the option to. And then again, I mean, SOS, he's just going to rotate around. He doesn't care. Alright, well, the Lurkers, they are not here on the bottom side. They're still at the top, aren't they? At the same space. Are they? I don't know. Where did they go? Where did they come from? Where did they go? I don't know. Oh, there they are. Alright, I mean, a little bit of counter-aggression being attempted here. The cannons are going to go down, so no more vision here for SOS. He might lose the base here. You know what, this army for SOS, I'm not really looking all that impressive either compared to the amount of Ravages that are here. Not really a lot of AoE damage, it's just the Archons, really. There's no Storm, there's no Colossi, there's no Disruptors, there's nothing here, not even Carriers anymore. He does manage to clean up the Lurker, so he's not going to lose the base here. So he's still okay overall, right? He's still in a very dominating position, but I mean, compared to how the game started out, I mean, Rogue definitely somehow, some way managing to find his way into a semi-reasonable position here. Somehow, some way fighting back into the game here. Although this was a bit, this was a bit of an overextension, perhaps. Losing an enormous part of his army there. Storm finally landing as well. Finally making its appearance on the field. As Rogue once again has to set up defensively. He still feels like he has to make something happen here. Perhaps he's right. Definitely feels like he needs to get a couple of Lurkers back into this mix of army units. Once again. I'm pretty sure SOS is expecting bases here in the top left side. Ooh, good picks there. Oh, unfortunately couldn't get the other one. Does force another Storm out though. I mean, Rogue, I feel like he should have been dead such a long time ago. SOS perhaps with those carriers styling a little bit too much. Giving Rogue a bit of a chance here, but he has turned it around. He stopped going for the crazier army composition. And overall right now with this Immortal count, with the Storm count, as long as he doesn't take bad engagements here with the massive concave for Rogue, I feel like he should be okay still. Maybe even then he might still be okay because of this Immortal count. Let's take a look though, it's gonna get close. you know what? SOS? I'm not sure. Does he have the numbers? More zealots coming in to tank for these immortals, and just barely, actually, more zealots coming in from behind. There it is. GG being called. And SOS tying up the series once again. 2-2 right now. Absolutely amazing plays from SOS. And Rogue, you know what, that aggression at the start definitely came and bit him in the behind there at the end. Not really being able to punish SOS hard enough. Not being able to break him. And I really like the overall decision making there for the map, right? It's a good map to try this on. A very open area, but SOS with his SimCity there, very, very well played. Just made the wall where he could. And made use of those structures there just in a way where he didn't have to make as much of an investment. Still having enough money for army units as well to still fight back. And with the shield batteries and his microing backwards and forwards. Absolutely amazingly played there by SOS. And we can see why he is still considered one of the strongest Protoss players on the block here. Taking out Rogue in, well, a very clean fashion, let's say. Maybe not as clean maybe as it could have been with what happened there. But yeah, for sure, very well played there by Mr. SOS. And that means we are going to be going into game, well, the next game, I suppose, which will be SOS versus Patience. But first, I always forget this part. I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad. Oh well, anyway, welcome back everybody to the BJ Destruction Team Death, Destruction, Annihilation matches. It's the grand finals. We are looking at season number 1, 2020, the conclusion. Because we are still tied up completely here. You know, it looks like it can still go both ways. We're going to be going into a PvP as well. A very, very, you know what, destructive matchup as well. Whenever I see any type of mirror matchups, I'm always a little bit cautious. Because it does feel like it's always so incredibly volatile. And you know what, let's just hope. Let's just hope, guys. We're going to be seeing, like, Disruptor versus Disruptors being played here, because oh my god, there's always so much hype. Just seeing these players trying their best to dodge shots, make shots happen as well. We're gonna have to wait. The George of the Jungle. I wasn't expecting this. I'm sorry. Right. Oh my god, Patience. That was amazing. That was amazing. Alright. Are we just hopping right into this? Patience is vibing. Hell yeah, he is. He's such a cool guy. He's so nice, honestly. Nothing bad about the other players. It's just that I have never really been able to talk to them. Neither have I really been able to talk to Patience. So just kind of said hi, said hey, and then like just nice things overall. I think. I don't remember exactly, but just remember him being very polite, very nice, cool guy. Alright. Oh, we're right into this one, guys. In the top right side, we have the red Protoss player. He is looking pretty sharp today. Team LP's Patience. And in the bottom left side, it's a different color, as you can see. It's blue. It's still a Protoss, though. He is Jin Air Green Wings SOS. One of the stronger Korean teams, obviously, if not one of the only ones. Still absolutely amazing, though, of course. A lot of these players right now on Chinese teams as well. Team LP, I'm not actually completely sure. I believe that is a Chinese team as well. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong here. I probably am, because I am, you know what, very misinformed about a lot of things. Probably shouldn't even mention anything and just pretend like I knew. Or just let people make the assumption that I knew. SOS. Saying more nonsense about Patience. His lovely pink sweater, probably. Patience saying at least we have a polar bear instead of a silly duck. Oh, I mean, SOS not taking kindly to that one. Dear Lord, not gonna translate that, guys. Just to keep everything PG. They're really going for it. Alright, well. I mean, dear Lord, I can't believe they're saying this to one another. Anyway. It's no end either. Well, yeah, once the ball starts rolling, it's very hard to stop. Anyway. It looks like Patience is going for the proxy here. SOS is scouting around, checking to see if there is a pylon missing. And you know what, there's definitely a pylon missing here. He's trying to find it. Sometimes people put it in their natural base as well. But it's going to be a very rough one to find. His Stargate over here. Let's see what the response is for SOS. SOS, he is getting Stalkers. So already that is a pretty good, solid beginning here. Not too bad, not too shabby. It's the right call against the Stargate opening, of course, to have those Stalkers. But other than that, SOS not really having made any type of tech choice. Oh my god, he found it. He actually found it. What kind of magic? SOS. What? I mean, Patience is in a little bit of the neighborhood here. Might be able to target down the Stalkers as the Stalkers are trying to target down the pylon. But he does have a probe here as well. But the probe being targeted down before the Stalkers actually are able to get any shots off. Patience trying to not lose this pylon here, which is very important. Does get the first shot off, but he's going to be able to get another one, unfortunately. SOS moving backwards. No damage being dealt there just yet. And I don't believe Patience is really expecting 4 Stalkers now to come on top of this pylon over here, and that pylon is in a world of hurt. I mean, Patience is taking down the pylon too, but that pylon is not really powering any structure for production, so Patience is production is going to be trifled here a little bit, although he didn't even really invest anything into that Stargate stuff. Well, I guess he invested in the Stargate. Just no units overall. He never really decided to make any units, as SOS already scouted it out. And probably a good choice that, you know what, if SOS scouts something, he's going to prep for it. He's not going to get fooled by it. This is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Oh, great force... I mean, never mind. Great force fields there as well. Overall, both players just really figuring each other out here, it would appear. But, I mean... SOS is going to have to either cancel that Nexus, or he's just going to have to make a lot of units here. I don't see any immortals for him yet, and Patience does have an immortal now, so he is going to be able to push out on the low ground now. And Patience actually not really committing to this location here. Is he going to rotate around back to try and intercept these Stalkers from before they can actually retreat? I don't know if he does. I mean, he did see the Stalkers moving towards that up left side instead of the other way. I'm not sure. Maybe he just kind of misread the movement of the Stalkers and didn't realize where they went. It is possible. It's always possible. Now both players just trying to figure out what is happening here. You can't hear the voice now? That's weird. That would be awkward. I do see myself being broadcasted to the mic. Anyway, let me know if there's a problem with that. Patience is moving out here at the same time as SOS is moving in. So that's a bit of a problem. Oh, blocking his own pylon there with the probes. Not going to be able to block out those Stalkers here for a little bit longer. And probes are going to have to be pulled here. Patience in a lot of trouble now. That's a lot of works being killed off. I don't think these Stalkers do have blink, so that is a good thing for Patience, that he's going to be able to kill off all these Stalkers. Oh my god, never mind. Of course, recall is a thing. And you know what, that was a beautiful maneuver there by SOS. 9 works being killed off. That is going to put him on a very comfortable worker lead here. 35 versus 23. Only for Patience. Patience, you know what, he's just decades behind now on SOS. Alright, thank you for letting me know. SOS looking around here with his hallucinated Phoenix as, well, Patience, I mean, he has to make something work here. 2 Immortals inside of that War Prism. Might be able to get some damage done as well at the same time, though it's gonna be so rough to do enough damage here. Especially with those Stalkers already waiting. SOS is just prepped for everything here. There's 6 Stalkers in total, but maybe the Immortals with good micro here are going to be able to pick those off. But, oh, well, I mean, not if there's Phoenixes out on the map. Having to warp in Stalkers here, that's some quick thinking, actually. Getting the Stalkers to zone out those Phoenixes now. And already starting up a second War Prism, probably expecting those Phoenixes to ultimately take out the War Prism. And once they have a second one in reserve, is it a desperation move already? Maybe he's really committing to this. I've not seen any probes anymore being created here by Patience for a long time, still on 25. Wants to make something happen here. Warping in more units. There's shield batteries here though. 2 Immortals versus 3. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Nothing to break the force fields either. Good War Prism micro so far, but you know what, maybe he wants to... Alright, you know what, Adepts do get into the main base. This might force a little bit of a maneuver from units, but it might just not be enough. It might just not be enough. The Phoenixes are just more than capable of dealing with this. This is such an awkward battle here. This is just so incredibly awkward. These 2 forces that can't really commit to a fight because they'll get force fielded. And look at that. Oh, my dear lord. Needs to maneuver his forces back again. And yeah, this is not working out for SOS. Or, I mean, Patience. My bad. SOS is absolutely fine. He's loving this. Or is he? Or is he? I think so. No, he is pulling probes. He's getting a little bit more desperate here. Doesn't have that many sentries anymore, but... I mean, still, he can afford to lose those probes here. Second War Prism shows up, but it's not enough. That's it. GG is called. Patience has to tap out. So I was right, the first goal. Self-doubt is a pain, guys. That's great stuff there by SOS. Winning the PvP here and setting his team on match points. They only need 1 more victory here before they, in fact, take the entire finals. It's going to be a rough one, of course, because, you know what, they are going to have to face against, well, either Cure, Patience, or Rogue again. They have a difficult decision now to make. Who are they going to be sending out who is the best choice here against SOS, and then who's going to be the best choice against whatever is going to follow up here. I mean, most likely it will be another Protoss. It will be, you know what, probably SOS or stats that will get revived if the revive here for Joe Riondo does get the victory here after the revive, which is Cure, Patience, and Rogue's team, of course. But yeah, that's going to be rough. I don't think it will be Patience. I mean, Patience is a very strong player, but it just doesn't... It didn't feel like he was really on top of his PvP, and it is such a volatile matchup. Rogue, I mean, he already beat Stats. He did lose to SOS, though, ultimately there. And then there is Cure as well. Cure, I mean, however good he has been playing, that match against Stats, I mean, I'm not sure what that did to his mental state, right? He killed off 12 probes with a Widowmine drop early on, and then just couldn't finish off the game. He couldn't, and then suddenly he was blindsided by those carriers. Now maybe that just made him more angry, and maybe that's gonna force him to play even better, right? It could happen, who knows? Or maybe that's just gonna make him feel absolutely horrible right now against the Protoss players that are on the bench, and Stats and SOS are, well, two massive players to be concerned about. Alright, it looks like we have made a decision here. Who is going to be fighting against their opponent? Who is it going to be? Let's take a closer look here. Is it going to be Cure? Camera work? Camera work making this exciting. Looks like it's going to be Cure. No, Patience. Patience again going out here. Alright. His second attempt by Patience. Is he going to be able to pull this one out of the hat? Back into a tied up state. Can he take out SOS this time around? I mean, it was a little bit unlucky that his Stargate did get scouted there, of course. If you put it on the other side of the map, it would have been able to potentially kind of keep that one hidden. Yeah, that's just the tragedy of the proxy, of course. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And yes, I am casting this one alone. Both Tasteless and Artosis not casting this one. Alright. Hype happening everywhere right now. SOS and Patience. It's a shame we're not playing George of the Jungle again. Oh my god. What went through his mind when he picked George of the Jungle as his intro song? What in the world? Is it actually I'm just hoping it's just a song that he listens to on a regular basis. Where it's just like, George of the Jungle. But alright, anyway. The pink polar bears versus the blue quackers. Let's go. Is this the final match? It could potentially be. Patience has his work cut out for him too. Most likely two very strong Protoss. Oh wait, automatic behavior. Anyway, two very strong Protoss opponents probably still left for him. Perhaps, you know what? If he does beat SOS, they might send out True. It could happen. True, still a very strong Zerg. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to force out True as well by putting Patience in the thing now. In the matchup. Maybe they're thinking like, alright, PvP, very volatile, can go both ways due to tiny little things happening. Maybe that's gonna force the no Zerg GG to play out their Zerg. Well, yeah, put their Zerg on the field again. True. From Psystorm Gaming. He's still very strong. Maybe they just feel more comfortable against him because SOS and Stats are just, I feel like, on a different level right now anyway. Alright. Let's take a gander at what is happening here. Very quick scout from Patience. Already looking around, seeing that things are, you know what, very standard so far. Sees the second pylon timing over here in the second, well, in the main base. Patience. Let's take a look at his base. It's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same so far. So we're gonna have to wait for these guys to obviously make decisions on what kind of tech routes they want to go down to. Already a little bit of a deviation here. Patience does add the sentry as a scouting tool. You know, sometimes it's amazing, right? And you think, why would anybody ever not make the sentry to begin with? So you have the free scout. And sometimes you see just a couple of stalkers running across the map and absolutely demolishing the early game units here for the opponent that did go for the sentry. So as you can see, Patience trying to keep that sentry hidden, moving it away from that pylon. Doesn't want it to be in vision of SOS. Perhaps SOS already saw it, perhaps he didn't. But you know what, SOS making 2 sentries of his own now. So probably feeling pretty comfortable. And once they get that Nexus, and he gets it a lot earlier than Patience actually, so pretty solid starts. Patience instead investing in that Stargate before he does put down a Nexus here. Oh, those 2 stocks are very needed right now from the main base. There they go, okay. Oh boy, this could be bad. 1 stalker going down. That's a pretty big deal actually in these early parts of the game. They can snowball ever so quickly. Now, there are shield batteries available, so looks like Patience, you know what, he's just gonna play it cool. And we have to remember as well, with the Stargate follow-up, those stalkers, they are very important. What is this probe? Hello? What is this probe? Patience? I mean, why? How did it get here? Right now, SOS is in this Starker's like, oh god, please nobody have seen this. I didn't do my job. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Late at work, arriving with like his clothes still kind of in shambles, his sandwich still in his mouth. He's like, oh god, I missed my alarm didn't go off and everything went wrong in the morning. The bridge was open and the traffic lights were on red. I mean, I'm sorry, sir. Anyway, okay, so the Stargate does get scouted here by the hallucinated Phoenix. Blink gonna get constructed by SOS here immediately. Alright, 2 adepts also getting into the main base. Might as well attempt to get a couple of probe kills here. 2 already going down. The Oracle with the shield battery there, not going to be able to do too much, unfortunately. Needs to deactivate that laser beam and move away. Wait for a second Oracle to maybe get there as well. Only 2 probes going down so far. Oh, that may have been able to get another kill there, if he did so desire. Unfortunately, not really being able to do so, though. But 3 probes in total going down this time around. But SOS still in the lead here with the work account overall. Ever so slightly. Right now, it's tied up again. Never mind. Nope, SOS now ahead. All right. There you go. You see, I wasn't talking nonsense. It was actual stuff that was... Never mind, it's tied up again. Quality casting here. Alright, anyway. Blink is on the way still. Emotes already being created though. Pretty cool maneuver perhaps from Patience, forcing out Stalkers with the flying units and then immediately transitioning into those Immortals here as a response to what would be the obvious response to the Stargate units. So I'm kind of liking this, although of course we have to remember a lot of Blink Stalkers are still capable of just jumping right on top of those Immortals and targeting them now. Oh my god, that force field! Killing off 2 Stalkers, that is absolutely humongous. Especially with the Blink. How did he know? Just intercepting that Blink Assault just in the nick of time. He really wanted to get into that main base. The hallucinated Phoenix was there, the Stalkers were in position, but Patience just on the ball there. Holy moly. Figuring out what was happening there and just jumping right in between, just in the nick of time as well. In between the forces and the way for them to jump into the main base with the Blink upgrade, of course. Now SOS, I mean, he still hasn't shown that he does have that Blink, right? He could have Blunk after that hallucinated Phoenix to take it down. But he doesn't want to show that he has Blink yet. So he's still keeping it hidden. Here, as far as I'm aware, at least. Templar Archives, what is... Huh. Alright. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that was. A valiant effort by a lone immortal there. Patience just feeling the vibes of the lone hero plays right now. I kind of love how they're on top of these hallucinated phoenixes as well. Just continuously sending them out. Just using up that energy, not letting the sentries go to full energy and making use of every little bit that they can. Oh, the trap has been sprung. Couple of Stalkers is Patience. He is moving in position to try and take care of this. Looks like they are maneuvering toward... No, actually, never mind. That's just setting up at the ramp area. Just making sure that they are in a position to hold against this. As both players are setting up their third bases. We finally have a Korean in chat. We can finally learn what they are saying if this is someone that speaks English too. Wait, what? What's that Nexus in the middle there? Is this for a recall? Is he... Oh my god, that is so juicy. What is this Nexus in the middle, guys? What in the world is happening here? Why is that so... Is this... What does he want to recall? Is he making units at the main base and then recall... Is just for a quick pylon? Is this like a gateway pylon? But then instead just of a gateway pylon, you make a Nexus... This would be a big mistake. I don't know. Maybe he just wants more chrono boost. What? Is this the new thing we're going to be seeing all over the place? Is SOS just styling on his opponents here? Recall has been forced out and Patience. I mean, that's a pretty good depowerment. A couple of gateways not going to be able to warp anything in. But at the same time, I mean... SOS does have that third base. He's not been mining from it though. Patience has been waiting there with a couple of adepts all this time. Not really being able to do anything with it though. The Nexus in the middle did get cancelled. Is that just... Like, do you already have a quick warp in as soon as you put the Nexus down? Is that what happens? Is this the mechanic that is happening? That SOS is making use of? That would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. Right, SOS does figure out that those adepts are there, so he does take them out. Even when Patience kind of moved them to a more secure location, didn't matter. SOS smelled something was fishy. He knew what's up. He's king of those plays. And now SOS in a pretty good position here. Having quite a nice army lead. Reasonable amount of workers ahead as well of Patience. And of course... The one more important part is that that third base has been constructed for a while now. And those probes are short distance mining instead of the long distance mining happening here for Patience. Now, I mean, does that mean Patience is in a horrible spot? Maybe. Maybe just, you know what, not a favorable spot. Does that mean he doesn't have a chance anymore? No way. No way. He can still definitely make some stuff happen here. I would love for him to move into Disruptors here, though. As I've been saying before, I love to see Disruptor versus Disruptor. And I definitely feel like Patience might be the one that has to feel the pressure to kind of start maneuvering himself into that tech route. That's such a scary ball of zealots here with the Archons. Let's take a look at the army of Patience here. You know what? He's kind of got the same army composition. But SOS just has slightly more, so it's gonna come down to positioning, it's gonna come down to force fields. And, oh my dear lord, 2 of the Guardian Shields being used here. Flanking Zealots coming from behind, and Immortals as well, being dropped from above, but I think that was the War Prism being targeted down, and here we go, a big engagement. This could be the final battle. Can SOS actually take out everything here? I'm not sure if he can. More reinforcements arriving. The War Prism dangerously close to those Stalkers. I'm not sure if Patience is going to be able to get his reinforcements here. He's tanking some damage with that War Prism. He's still alive, still has his Archons here, so trading out favorably here. Patience somehow with the lower supply counts overall still managing to take the victory there. Maybe it was because of those extra Stalkers. Those, I mean, he still lost those Immortals very quickly though. So I'm very impressed with how he managed to take that one out. Now we are in this weird position. Is Patience actually going to move forwards here? Is he going to try to commit? I mean, SOS, he is getting that 4th base. Potentially, Patience could just rotate around and try to commit onto that one. Then use a couple of forces with maybe perhaps just the War Prism to then attack the main base with. But you know what? He is just going to go for the straight up frontal push here. A lot of his zealots are still behind though with this ramp area. Very difficult to push into. It does look like he wisens up and doesn't try to commit on that side of the field. Some more zealots moving in here. Lovely play so far from Patience. So that's the rotation from SOS. SOS, that one zealot was more so there just to kind of keep an eye out on that 3rd base. Is it there? Is it not? Do I need to start mining from my 4th base to still be ahead? Oh my god. There we go. There's the War Prism into the main base. And that recall, is it actually going to be enough? With the Archons here, I'm not completely convinced that it will be. It's a good portion though, but oh, you know what? Actually, it's not. Patience still going strong here. Having enough units to still kill off probes. 11 probes going down so far. More units being forced away from the front. And that means the opportunity is here for Patience to start pushing into the middle area here. Having more than enough forces now to push into that 3rd base. The 3rd base very heavily on the siege here. The spreading of the zealots is absolutely beautiful. Trying to collapse around on the army here. And SOS attempting to get to safety, trying to get in between those mineral fields so the zealots don't get that much surface area, but oh boy, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough anymore. This is so much army now for Patience right here. Needs another warp in. That Immortal is going to fall. The Immortal at the top as well, falling here, and oh, SOS tapping out. Patience tying up the series one more time here. Guys, amazing game there by Patience. There he is. What a man. This was the right choice, apparently, by Team Jorion. I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. I'm sorry. I tried. The team of Patience, Rogue, and, of course, Cure here. Now, I mean, Patience is gonna have one more opponent here. Once again, we're on match points for both of these players this time around. Who are they going to send out? The blue quackers. They need to figure something out here. The blue angry quackers. Is it going to be SOS, stats, or true? Are they feeling comfortable with the PvP matchup one more time? I mean, as I said before, it's very volatile. Maybe they want to, if True feels comfortable with his CVP, maybe they will send him out. Who knows? Yeah, the choice is theirs. It's going to be a rough one, that is for sure, though. We're gonna have to wait and see what they actually do decide. And, well, I can't wait until we see them do that exact thing. But, yeah, amazing play there from Patience. Just sending a couple of units into the main base. SOS, he did try to kind of intercept those forces, of course. Unfortunately for him, though, not really being able to make it happen in that sense. Just sending a little bit too few units in the initial recall there into the main base again. And then afterwards, sending too many, right? Too many forces, which gave Patience the opportunity to just squash the entirety of the forces that were still remaining in the middle there. Neither of them went for Disruptors. That is another thing to note there, perhaps. Disruptors definitely, I feel like it could have been a big comeback mechanic, right? Especially with those ramp areas in those locations on that map. It's very difficult to actually push in there. I mean, Disruptors even for either of these players, right, would have maybe potentially... Oh my god, there we go. There's the player we're seeing. We're seeing Stats moving on over there to the seat. It is him. So it is, in fact, one more time going to be the PvP. Can Stats do it? Or is Patience going to carry back his team from the brink of defeat? It's one more fight here, guys. I can't believe we actually are going into game number 7. You can't ask for much more in a, well, in the Team League finals here. Wait, Stats is moving away? Was it all a ruse? Is he just not gonna be playing now? Are they choosing someone else? He sat down and he's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm going home, guys. I'm out. I mean, he was already wearing his coat, right? It would make sense. Maybe he's just cold. Actually, a lot of people are wearing their coats. It looks like it's just cold in the studio right now. Which is impressive. It's hard to have a studio like this, have it be cold. I mean, there's so many lights. It's an enclosed area, right, with a lot of people. This many lights, this many computer stuff and things like this. Tensions building up, right? A lot of adrenaline. And, yeah. Wait, I should put myself back. Man. Oh, wait. There we go. My bad. Fixed. We fixed it. But yeah. Still kind of didn't really find a rhythm here. So used to just end of the game, back to this screen. Into the game, back into this screen. But now, of course, with so many like nice intermissions and stuff like that. Absolutely lovely. Anyway. Yeah, I do believe we're going to see stats, right? I mean, it would be kind of a weird reveal there. I think we see... Wait, there is another blue duckling there. It could be... You know what, that kind of looks like SOS. He might just be packing up, though. He might just be grabbing his gear. I think, yeah, he's just grabbing his gear. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So, that means that... yeah, most likely will be stats. Maybe they want stats on the other computer. That could be a thing. Right, so they're both in the middle of the stage. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway. It gives us a little bit of a moment here. Patience versus stats. I believe that will be our final game here. I mean, SOS, he did get very close in that second game against Patience too, right? It did kind of feel like he was winning at some point, right? He was ahead on army supply, he was ahead on worker supply, he was ahead on bases. It was just Patience just maneuvering and finding a couple of units here and there out on the map and killing them off for really being able to do something. And also, oh my god, he was so close to getting Blanc into his main base as his army was rotating outside of his main base. Think about that one, guys. If those Stalkers actually did manage to get into the main base, that would have been quite a couple of drone probe kills. And Patience would have had to walk all the way around again to get back into a position where he would be able to do anything. Anyway, the epic music is playing, guys. Let's go back into the screen. It looks like we are gonna be jumping right into, oh my god, it's World of Sleepers as well. For the final game, a massive macro map. Are they gonna utilize it though? We have Patience versus stats right here. Let's hope we are gonna have it to be a good one. I'm still just hoping for disruptors, guys. I still hope for those disruptors to make an appearance. I just love screaming about them. Alright. Well, these players playing it very standardly, getting their 2 gas, getting their 2 gateways, it would appear. Just waiting a little bit. Stats already looking around for proxies, potentially. And sending out 2 probes, in fact. So he might be going for a bit of a proxy himself. And Patience, what is this? Guys, they are doing the exact same thing. Patience also. Yeah, that's been spotted, Patience, I think. I'm pretty sure it has. He's moving it backwards. Maybe he changed his mind. After that probe of stats, seeing the second probe, he's like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. As now he should be completely aware of there being a second probe on the map and probably some sort of a proxy, which kind of gives stats the free room to have this probe here and do a proxy himself. And you know what, this is looking like a Stargate proxy. It's a fairly difficult position to scout, as it is a long way for your probe to walk around. Do you want to commit to a full scout like that? I don't know. I know it's a rough call. Maybe if you don't see that second pylon anywhere in the main base here of stats. But I think there is a second pylon. I think... wait, is there? Yeah, I think this is the third pylon. So there's the second pylon, exactly. So stats hiding this very well so far. Not really showcasing that he does have a third pylon here or something out on the map. Even, there we go, another pylon here. Staying one pylon ahead of the curve. Really not showing anything here. Trying to keep everything hidden, but oh, patience. Patience. Is this gonna get shown? Oh, he does see it. Oh my god, that is massive. That is absolutely humongous. Alright, so he does see the proxy here. The two adepts are also coming in though. And the army units of patience are moving out. Okay, they did get scouted out. So the adepts aren't gonna be able to do anything here. And patience, you know what? This is a pretty solid start here for the red Protoss. Trying to make a comeback happen here for his team. Alright, tiny things going for into the favor of patience so far. Is gonna get that Nexus though a little bit later than stats. Not that much of an influence though, I would say. And voila, another beautiful block here from patience. Not allowing himself to take any damage whatsoever. That might not be necessary. And a recall being used by stats here. Only losing one of them. But yeah, avoiding losing both. So, it's better than nothing. Still a little bit of energy used there, of course. So less chrono boost now available for stats. The one Oracle not going to be able to do much with that shield battery here, unfortunately. But, oh, okay, nice. Quick maneuvering there on that Oracle. I could have gone wrong there. For sure. Stats very quickly rotating around with that army. Getting ready to kill off the Oracle. But to no success that time around. Okay, 2 shield batteries are available for stats and patience. He's transitioning into the Phoenixes rather than the Oracles now. Not really committing to the Oracles here. You know what, stats, he kind of went away from the entire idea of having a Stargate. I believe he did put down a Robo, but I'm not completely sure. Yeah, they're okay. There is a observer in the production tab, so there is in fact a Robo for stats here. Stats is moving out aggressively though. That's quite a couple of units marching across. Quite a lot of sentries. The War Prism's there as well with the Immortal. Ooh, hallucinated Immortal too. But the Observer sees that. It's a bit of a giveaway there. Liking this trap here. Patience does lose the Stalker though. Setting off the trap with a single Stalker. I mean, this looks rather dangerous actually for stats. I mean, Patience. It's a very, very tricky situation here. I don't think Patience actually has the forces pulling out all his probes, but his units are still all being force fielded here. Needs to get on the Immortal, trying to get the War Prism, and that might actually be it. Stats with a massive engagement here right from the bat. Coming in with a lot of Stalkers and Immortal and just enough sentries to wash away anything of the Red Protoss. GG is called, and stats, wow. Making short work of Patience there. Coming in, slapping him down. No problem whatsoever. That was quite a bold maneuver there. Even after his own Stargate kind of failed, he just went for the big attack, and it worked out in his favor. Because, well, I guess Patience was still investing into those air units that really weren't able to do too much against those ground forces. And stats, you know what, those were some great decisions there. And that means that it is going to be a 4-3 here for the Blue Quackers. And the pink cloaked polar bears will have to... we'll have to be a little bit disappointed here.
대망의 우승을 차지한 팀이 나왔습니다. 노저그 지지 이 김대엽 선수가 마지막 경기 승리 따내는
There we
우승을
go.
차지했죠. 다시 한번 최선을 다해준
probably
선수들에게
taking
박수를
both the teams on this.
부탁드리겠습니다. 자,
Let me lower this a little bit.
선수들 자리해 주시길 부탁드리겠습니다. 오늘 쉽지 않은 경기, 이 짜릿한 경기.
All right, so yeah, both of the teams now here. Here we go.
마지막에 나온
We're going to be crowning our victors, of course. Congratulations to SOS, Stats, and True. I mean, it got very close there in the end. But SOS and Stats just absolutely demolishing the remaining forces of Patience, Rogue, and Cure. This is a bit awkward now. Well, at least we get to see them. We get to see Stats being happy. It's always got to bring a nice feeling to any StarCraft 2 player's heart. Look at that guy. How can anyone not enjoy Stats being victorious here? Patience on the other side. You know what? He fought valiantly. He made a beautiful game against SOS work out into his favor somehow, some way. Even though he was behind on most of the, well, things that were happening in the game. And absolutely amazing. Africa Freaks. Apparently they are asking something about Africa Freaks here. I meant to hear that. Anyway, I hope you all had a lovely time, guys, as we are just gonna watch the conclusion of the stage stuff, because why the hell not? Team Rocket League?
저하고 같은 팀을 하기 싫어했었는데 그래도 막상 팀이 되고 나니까 유진이나 태수가 정말 그 방송 시간과 그리고 연습 시간을 굉장히 많이 해줬기 때문에 오늘과 같은 이런 우승할 수 있는 결과가 나왔던 것 같아요.
Maybe I should just grab like a text-to-voice program somewhere, or a voice-to-text, and then try to link it up to the stream. And then use that with Google Translate, and then have like this hilariously wrong subtitles that don't make any sense. You're welcome, Karen. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. It was a bit of a solo cast, which is always a little bit more difficult, I suppose, with these big events. Especially if you're incapable of controlling the camera and stuff like that. Double checking what you're saying. I think we managed to do alright. And so did the Blue Quackers. No Zerg GG. We did have a Zerg, and they were playing against the Zerg. But then, whenever the Zerg didn't play, they had a GG. Oh man, that was kind of rude. Alright, anyway. Don't announce the GSL. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be something, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, come on. And even if it's not gonna be GSR, it's gonna be Africa TV, something else.
저는 못 믿었어요.
그 오늘도 나갔을 때 못 믿었어요?
절대 못 믿었어요.
오늘도 못 믿었는데 역시 불신. 네.
프로토스이기 때문에 좀 안정감이 없겠다 싶었는데 더비는 조금 달라서 이런 결과가 나왔던 것 같고. 네. 방송 같은 경우는
I'm not sure what to do right now, guys. It's the end of February. Thank you, Fibrick, thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out anyway. Thanks for chatting with me during the games.
그러니까 오늘 두 선수가 아프리카 TV에서 개인 방송을 120시간 한 125시간씩 했잖아요. 둘이 합쳐서 250시간을 했어요. 이 방송하면서 좀 얻은 것들이 좀 있나요? 어떤 재미가 좀 있었는지.
What a great interview. It feels so much more natural than my interviews already. I don't understand what they're saying, but whenever I do an interview, I'm just like, is it just really hot in here, or did I step into a pool, or is this actually all my sweats? What is happening?
독보적이니까.
I'm horrible at it.
우리 팀도 좀 나태해져서
Because I can't just be like, oh, now he is answering my question. He's answering my question very well.
네, 그게 이 결과로 이어졌던 것 같아요.
It's not a great interview.
그 라이벌 중에 하나가 또 방태수 선수가 있었잖아요. 개인 방송 싸움에선 졌어요. 지금 김유진 선수가. 그래도 오늘 지금 같이 팀원으로서 우승을 차지했거든요. 자 그러면 이제 또 여기다가 팬분들에게 한 말씀.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna interview the other team as well.
결망전을 통해서 경기를 했는데
Ah well.
오랜만이라 그런지
Might as well keep watching this, guys.
결승 올 수 있었으면 좋겠어요.
Let's watch it together.
다시 한번
I don't know if you
축하드려요.
guys appreciate me talking through it anymore, but
방태수, 방송태수,
there he is.
방송의
True.
왕, 개인 방송의 황제. 승은 못했어도
Is he actually making fun of him right now?
방송으로 굉장히 많아요. 와 개인 방송 125시간이면 이 스투 비전.
No, I don't take Korean lessons.
네.
예, 그렇게 방송을 좀 많이 할 수 있었던 이유가 너무 궁금해요.
제가 좀 그 승수를 많이 못 챙길 것 같아요.
네.
팀에 조금이라도 약간 보탬이 되고자
와.
해서 그래서 열심히 했던 것 같습니다.
네, 그래서 그 연습을 열심히 하고 이 방송을 좀 오래 하다 보니까 이렇게 팀이 그 MVP상까지는 받아가게 됐잖아요.
아, 네네네.
예, 잘한 거예요.
아, 네,
박태수가 있어서 받은 거예요. 상금을. 네, 그럼 팀원들에게 한 말씀 해주시죠.
이렇게 우승할지 몰랐는데 진짜.
Kind of curious actually at how many games
솔직히 오늘도 못 이겼는데 너무
won there by
오늘 제가
True
오늘 제가 그래도
in total. Let me
엄청
actually
열심히
quickly
하고 나왔거든요.
예.
근데
let me quickly look back on this.
이겨줘서
True actually. I mean, he beat
상대방도
Innovation. He beat Dong
지연이가
Ragu.
나와줘서 너무 고맙고.
아, 지연이.
I mean, yeah.
우승할 수 있었던데
네.
조지현
He
선수에게
did pretty
감사를
good.
전하고요.
너무 고마워요. 네.
네,
In that
그리고
sense, at least at that
개인 방송할 때
time.
응원해주시고 힘이 돼준 팬분들에게 한 말씀 해주시죠.
He
방송을
I don't know.
많이 시청도 해주시고 후원도 많이 해주시고 너무 감사드리고 이렇게 방송하면서 이게 제가 이제 아프리카를 보는 거랑 이게
It's hard to say.
하는 거랑 너무
It's hard to say, guys.
다르거든요.
I don't think he won that many games.
그래가지고
But then, to be fair, I mean, if you have teammates that are just like 3-0ing people, then
그런 걸 많이 느꼈습니다.
it's hard to win games.
멸망전 좋은 모습 보여주셔야 될 거 아니에요.
I mean,
앞으로 또 멸망전
that's just
있으면은
crazy.
이렇게
Stats
또
had so many all kills,
또 버스 타고
and also a lot of almost all kills.
알겠습니다. 그래도 버스 아니죠. 개인 방송 지금
Like, it would make sense to me that his win rate was about 90 because it is absolutely ridiculous.
자, 이어서
He played really well this tournament.
아, 진짜 우승할 뻔했어요. 지금 조지현 선수.
I thought you must learn Korean when you stay for longer. I'm not staying there though. That's the that's the thing. I'm just pretending to be in their. I just pretended that I was in their garden shed outside.
자리에 돌아가니까 한 번 더 나가라고 하시더라고요.
And when you thought you were hearing Tasteless, that was just me doing a bad impression.
아, 이 두 분이들 나오라 그래서.
네.
네.
그래서 뭐 이왕 나가는 거 열심히 하자고 했는데 결과가 좀 안 좋았네요.
네, 아니 그래도 이렇게 최선을 다하면서 준우승을 차지하게 됐잖아요. 네. 네, 쉽지 않은 이 경기를 이겨내면서 이렇게 준우승 차지했는데 이번 시즌 함께한 소감 말씀 들어보겠습니다.
일단은 뭐 같은 팀원 형들이 너무 잘해주셔가지고 그냥 제가 뭐 한 것도 없는데 결승까지 와서 너무
I wouldn't mind knowing Korean.
멸망전하면 같은 팀
Maybe I should have gotten Hajin Sun for this at one point.
네, 그리고 이제 다음에도 좀 멋진 모습 기대하도록 하겠습니다. 이어서 이병렬 선수의 소감도 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you, dude.
1티어인데
I appreciate it, garnished.
팀원들한테 너무 미안하고
I'm not sure.
팀원들이 너무 잘해줘서
Hopefully that was anywhere near the correct pronunciation.
그래도 이겼으면 더 좋았을 것 같은데 져서 많이 아쉽네요.
Also remember, guys, I mean, we are watching the interview right now, but there is a thing coming up as well later today, which will be again on this channel. It's Art versus Insane. It's gonna be a best of 9. It starts at 8. A massive PVT for the ages. So if you're looking forward to some more StarCraft from me and us today, make sure to check out that one.
팀원들이 계속 잘 할 수 있다고 옆에서 토닥여 줘가지고 플레이오프 때 좀 성적을 잘 내가지고 좀 많은 사랑을 받게 돼서 좀 저도 좀 재밌었어요 하면서.
재밌었고.
네, 그래서
즐거웠고.
좀 더 자신.
They have some great graphics behind there, don't they?
앞으로도 좀 더 더 열심히 하게 될 것 같아요.
네.
Looks like water
그리고
with
이제,
like lights being
끝으로,
projected on it.
팬분들에게도 감사 인사
It's pretty cool.
전해주시죠.
일단 오늘 우승했었는데 좀 아쉽긴 한데 다음 멸망전 하게 된다면 좀 더 활약해가지고 좀 믿음 가는 선수로 더 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다.
네, 고생 많이 하셨습니다. 큰 박수 보내주십시오. 네, 이제
Oh, we're applauding.
최종 누적 상금이 얼마나 됐는지 오늘 또 여러분들이 후원해 주신 이 별풍선이
What a show.
선수들에게 전액
That concludes the first season of 2020, the BJ Destruction matches. That's what they've won.
1,300원. 다시 한번 후원해 주신
He's really excited about that.
감사의 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 정말 감사드리고요. 자, 이제 선수들 시상식을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 선수들은 대기석으로 자리해 주시길 부탁드리겠습니다. 네.
That's good to
자리해
hear.
주시길 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 이쪽으로. 네, 함께 해주시고요.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
이제 준우승
It's my pleasure.
시상입니다. 이번 준우승 시상에는요. 항상 이제 스타트 발전을 위해서 많은 노력을 해주신 분이시죠. 아프리카 TV 인터랙티브 콘텐츠 사업본부장 최정원님 모시겠습니다.
Oh. Oh, what's this?
네, 이번 멸망전 좀 많은 선수들이
아!
방송을 하면서 여러 가지 콘텐츠를 만들고 최선을 다하는 모습을 좀 지켜보셨는데요. 어떠셨는지 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 올해 이제 스타2가 나온 지 10주년이잖아요.
네.
What's this? Some sort of announcement.
제 인생을 바꾼 게임이기도 하고 그렇기 때문에 저도 굉장히 올해 감회가 새롭다는 생각을 하고 많은 스타2 프로 선수들이 계속해서 이렇게 아프리카 TV에서 그리고 스타2를 위해서 많이 노력해주신 팬분들 그리고 선수분들에게 정말 항상 감사의 말씀 드리고 있습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 고맙습니다.
Awesome stuff.
준우승 시상을 하겠습니다. 2020년 아프리카 TV 스타2 BJ 멸망전 시즌 1 준우승 조지 병렬 2.
Oh, someone else?
이병렬 선수.
Oh no, it's just the guy giving the prize.
주인공이었죠. 매 경기 힘든
For
경기.
okay.
엄청난 경기를
So I don't think it was
이 준우승을 차지하게 됐습니다.
one of the Africa TV employees. Yeah, makes sense.
후원금액의 30%가 주어지겠습니다. 다시 한번
He's just there to give the prize. Second runner-up. There we go.
큰 함성 보내주십시오.
They got 30% of that, guys. Don't worry about
다시
it.
한번 축하드리고요. 그리고 시상을 도와주신
The rest goes to me.
최정원 본부장님께도 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다. 고맙습니다. 네, 축하드리고요. 선수들 고생하셨어요.
Everyone who watched and donated. Oh, that's awesome. Terra what? Why? But why?
네, 이제 최종 우승 시상이 기다리고 있겠습니다. 항상 이 스타2가 발전되는데 그리고 선수들이 이 멸망전 경기를 펼치는데 정말 많은 도움이 돼주시는 분입니다. GSL과 스타2 멸망전을 항상 뒤에서 밀어주시는 분이시거든요.
For the final prize.
아프리카 TV 정찬용 대표님을 뜨거운 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Oh,
네, 스타2 BJ 멸망전 오늘
someone from Africa TV.
이번 시즌 함께 해주신 소감 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 한 달 가까운 기간 동안 많은 선수들이 이렇게
Yeah. Same.
마지막까지 또
Let's keep the sweater
4대
too.
3을 참 극적으로 승리를 한 것 같고요. 참여해준 모든
Same,
선수들
same.
그리고 우리 중계진 여러분들한테도 너무 감사하다는 말씀드리고요. 특히 이렇게 현장에 매번 이렇게 와주시는 분들이 계신 것 같아요. 이 현장을 항상 빛내주시는 우리 유저분들과 또 온라인에서 시청해주시는 우리 유저분들께 정말 감사드립니다.
네, 고맙습니다. 시상을 이어가도록 하겠습니다. 2020 스타2 BJ 멸망전 시즌 1 대망의 우승 노셔그 GJ 김대엽
No Zerg GG. Congratulations. Taking the big prize this time around in the first season of 2020. And there we go. The check seems a lot smaller. 50%. Pretty sure that's like from the prize pool overall, so they get 50% of the prize pool. And they all get some deodorants, guys. There you go. It's what a gamer needs.
기념 촬영을 좀 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 활짝
It's the trophy. It's the trophy, don't worry.
그리고
bad jokes, bad jokes. Anyway,
스타트의 큰 힘이 돼주신
congratulations to them.
대표님께 뜨거운 박수를 보내주십시오. 고맙습니다. 네, 선수들도 잠시 대기를 해주시길 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 이렇게 스타2 BJ 멸망전의 모든 경기 마무리가 되었습니다. 이제 저희와 함께 이 멸망전을 좀 진행을 해준 저희 해설위원과 함께 이야기 나눠보는 시간 갖도록 하겠습니다. 이번 멸망전도 정말 많은 선수들이 참가를
Here's the rest of the casters.
6개 팀에 그 18명
I swear, if they're gonna bow, I need to be very quick with it.
모으는 데 있어서 두 해설위원들이 정말 많은
It's
노력을
kind of been my
하셨는데요.
thing, just waiting around until they do the bow and then try to bow at the same time.
멸망전 시즌이 거듭될수록 이제 선수들도 더 적극적으로 참여를 또 해주려고 하고요. 뭔가 이제 뭐 다른 대회의 일정을 무리 없이 소화할 수만 있다면 뭐든지 오케이 해주는
just fun.
선수들 덕분에 또 이렇게 멋진 멸망전이 있었다고 생각이 됩니다. 앞으로도 또 멸망전 함께 해줄 선수들과 또 팬분들에게
What kind of miraculously folded
인사를 드리면서
tissue does he have in his blazer there?
명장면도 많이 나왔고 즐거웠습니다.
It's
그렇죠.
incredible.
자, 전태양 해설위원은 오늘 뭐 선수로 활약하다가 오늘은 해설위원으로 활약하면서 두 마리
why as well,
팀을
actually.
손에 쥐었잖아요. 어떠셨어요?
제가 해설로도 출전을 하고 해설로
It looks like he took it out and then kind of stuffed it back in again though.
정말 처음 하다 보니까 되게 힘든 부분도 많았지만
At least one of them did. I'm not sure which one.
여러분들의 시청을 많이 해주시고 또 재미있게 같이 소통을 하면서 대회를 진행하다 보니까 뭔가 제게도 뜻깊었던 멸망전인 것 같고 항상 열어주셔서 감사하다는 생각밖에 안 드네요. 아프리카 TV에 너무 감사하고 이런 기회가 있어서 항상 감사하게 생각을 하고 있습니다.
그렇죠. 예, 스투 팬들의 좀 많은 사랑을 받았던 이번 멸망전. 항상 멸망전을 저희가 진행하면서 느끼는 부분이 여기서 이제 제작팀들 그리고 함께 이렇게 좀 이야기를 나누면서 이 대회 방식도 짜고 진행도 하고 있는 관계자분들이 계시잖아요. 예, 그분들에게 다시 한번 감사하다는 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 이 멸망전 팀원들이 좀 하나가 돼서 이렇게 멋진 대회를 열게 된 것 같아서 이제 진행자 입장에서 굉장히 기분 좋은 시간이 됐고 또 저희는 노력을 더해서 또 많은 선수들이 함께해서 즐거운 이 문화 속에서 경기 펼쳐줄 수 있도록 노력해야죠.
그렇죠.
네.
나오고
I'm not gonna miss it this
싶은
time.
대회 그리고 이제 보고 싶은 대회 이렇게 또 계속해서 더 발전해가는 그런 게 멸망전이 되었으면 또 좋겠고요. 또 그렇게 되는 모습을 또 보기 위해서라도 최선을 다하겠습니다.
그렇죠. 지금 채팅방에서는 질문 들어오고
To be
있습니다.
fair though, like TY did say that it was helping him out, right, at the start at least, to kind of see all the other players play, analyze the games as well, live in a way, right? Kind of puts you in the sport, makes your brain think more around certain things. Maybe he's gonna transition into being a coach ultimately. Who knows? I mean, he's definitely one of those really smart players that feels like he should be able to do that pretty easily, to be a really good coach at the game. I'm not sure if that's where his ambitions lie though, of course. It's hard to say for me as well how great of a caster he is at the same time. Wait, were we doing it? We were close. We were close. Half a bow.
네.
해주셔야죠.
그렇죠. 우리 선수들도 이제 중간에 또 쉬는 기간이 너무 길어지면 또 안 되잖아요. 그래서 또 멸망전이 또 그런 그 빈자를 또 멋지게 채워준 만큼 선수들 또 기량 보시는 분들은
We're gonna do a Q&A with the. Oh my
이
god.
정도 실력이라면
Karen,
앞으로 있을
Karen.
대회에서 또 더 멋진 모습이 나오지 않을까 하는.
Karen, I need you to go over there and tell them to just
저희는 여기서 인사드리고요. 마지막은
just stop.
여러분 진심으로 고맙습니다.
Oh, we did it! Thank you guys for watching. Happy Gozen. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get a translator here. Alright. Hope you had a good time. I definitely did. If you want to keep watching this, there is of course a Korean stream still going on. There's the blue quackers waving, and the pink cloaked polar bears. Patience just stole SOS his trophy. That's kind of funny. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you later today. And have a good one, of course. Bye-bye.